conversation. And we are back. Here I am, Fly Navarro, and I am being joined by Mr. Bobby Rice and his lovely wife, Elena Rice. How are you guys?
We're doing excellent. Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
No,
Thanks for doing this.
100%.
This is great.
I was so excited when John pinged me and he's like, "Hey man, would you like to have these guys on your podcast?" And I'm like, "Well, what do they do?" And it's like, "Oh, they do all the DNA testing for bluefin tuna." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, man, I
Yeah,
want
there
them.
we go. There we go.
This is what I want." I there's so many different facets of our industry, between captains, mates, mechanics, electricians, electronic guys,
Yeah.
scientists, academia. There's so many different facets that people don't realize how much work and industry goes on behind it. So it's
Yeah.
really important for me to open up my platform to anybody that offers something to my industry,
There you go.
or our industry. I don't want to even call it mine. It's ours.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
in there too.
well, it's a giant fraternity. Even if you only go fishing 2 days a year,
Yep.
welcome in, brother. You're part of Fly Delta Kappa, man. You
Awesome.
know?
Awesome. We appreciate it.
Nice,
So
nice.
thanks for joining me, and I'm looking forward to talking about what you guys do. Um, and before we jumped on here, I gave you guys the heads up. I'm gonna let you guys, anybody that's listening, they don't see it, but I gotta give it all to Miss Elena Rice. She properly set up the computer to get two people on one screen, and I'm usually so against that. Uh, and I couldn't even say anything, so I have to give super props. Once I saw it was set up, I'm like, fuck, these are professionals, man.
That's it. I'm the fisherman. Like we had this little conversation before, but it's all
Yeah.
her. She's the techie. She's the
No.
one.
Well,
And
it's
that's what makes us a great team because you get both sides. She does all that. I do this
you
part.
know what
The
though?
people who know us know this about us, and I don't hide it. I don't do anything with the computer. I don't talk to people. If you have my number and you're a client, you're very privileged to have
Yeah.
my cell phone number.
Listen,
Let's go.
don't
Let's start off like that.
I'm not gonna let you put yourself down because you use all them electronics to get out and in every
Yeah.
day.
Well,
So listen,
You're defending me because if you've heard play, oh, he'd be nothing without her. Well, she's not the one catching the fish. She's not the one out there
mm,
getting her ass kicked in the weather, pouring rain, waves, and everything else. So, like, we're full circle here. It takes a team. We're a
it-
team for
well,
sure.
listen,
Yeah, yeah,
100%, I get it.
yeah,
But I get a lot of people, they're like, Fly, you know so much tech, can you help? I go, listen, man. I go, if you can run a sonar nowadays, you can
yeah,
do what I do.
yeah,
I am not that technical.
yeah.
My girlfriend, who I'm a year older than her, and she's walking around here, so she's going to hear this. She can barely use 10% of the iPhone's capacity.
Yeah,
And
there you
she's
go.
like,
That's me. Hey,
I
that's right
don't
here.
get it. I don't
Yeah.
get it. She goes, and I say, it's like, yeah, but you run these X-ray machines and these ultrasounds. She's a equine vet, so she knows how to run this other stuff. So it's like, whatever you want to learn, you're
Yeah.
going to
True.
learn. If you
So,
don't want to learn it, and listen, I've dug my heels in on certain things in life, and it's so funny. It's like, why don't I know this? And it's like, oh, just because I want to be stubborn.
well,
Yeah.
computer software engineer for Amazon, right here. So there you go.
Get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
so there you go. So we're talking same language here for sure.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa. Listen, we're gonna have another conversation,
Yeah, let's get to what you got to do. We can
offline.
talk all day,
You know,
so
I ain't got
yeah.
shit. I ain't got shit else to do.
Well, I'm gonna be you working on tackle. I was working on tackle when you called, spooling up some spools for the summer
Listen,
getting
if you
ready.
want to
So
tie hooks, I want to talk
yeah,
about what you
yeah.
guys do. So first of all, where are you guys based out of? I know you're somewhere in the Northeast, but where are you guys based out of?
So Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Are you familiar with the area at
Oh,
all?
100%,
Okay,
man.
see,
But still, yeah, but
yeah,
still describe
pro,
it to
pro,
people that don't.
Yeah, so Provincetown, it's in Massachusetts. We're that little hooky thing on the end of Massachusetts there going on the water. We have the bay side and the ocean side very accessible to us. We
Uh-huh.
go out of Truro. So basically you look at it, Provincetown's the very tip. That Race
Okay.
Point's pretty famous, well-known spot for the rips and stuff. Like kind of like Monomoy down in Chatham, whatever, if you're familiar with the area. Anyways, We live in Truro, the next town down.
Okay.
So our access to like Stella, if I leave the harbor and then everybody knows Stellwagen Bank, for me to make it to the southwest corner, I'm looking like 16, 17 miles from the dock to be like in prime time. Never mind the entire bay is excellent for tuna fishing, but that's like the go-to spot. A lot of people like Stellwagen Bank. So that's where we're
Nice.
located. So
And you
it's
have
great.
is it a full-fledged charter operation or you guys
Yes.
only strictly do scientific research?
No, I run a charter. I own three boats. I got a 33 Invincible with twin 400s and two 26-foot Sea Crafts with twin 250s. My oldest son's running one of the boats for me now. My other son's getting his captain's license as we speak. They're both going to UMass Amherst. Family operation. We have another little guy. He's 12 years old. He's our boat washer, and he likes to go for the boat rides right now. He's getting into fishing, but it's a slow process, you know. But
Ah.
it's a family run business for sure. All family, all
So
hands
now I
on
need
deck.
to, I'm going to dive into a little bit of history of uh, the Cape Cod area for you to see if we know some people, similar people. I'm assuming you're familiar with New Bedford.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, there used to be a purse seiner out there called the Ruth Ann. Do you remember it?
No.
Back when they used to allow purse seining for bluefin tuna.
And they were
Uh,
probably going into the bay. Is that where
they
they're
were
the
going
tip?
right into the bay.
Yeah, so I was around for that. I don't remember the names of them. We saw them. I just
Yeah.
don't remember the names of the vessels. Yeah.
So my stepmother, uh, her daughter married one of the boat owners, and
Really?
I was a young kid. I was maybe 12 years old, like the age of
Yeah.
your son. And
Yeah.
here comes this magnanimous guy, giant tuna fisherman, would come down and share Kodak pictures with us of these 800-pound
Yeah.
tunas. And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, this guy is like a hero to me.
Yeah.
And what was his name? I think his name was Nick. Uh, his wife, my stepmother's daughter, was named Robin. But again, I was 12 years old, so we're talking
Yeah. It's gonna
40
be a tough one
some.
to
Okay.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah, listen, I don't even know what I don't remember what I had for
Yeah.
breakfast today. I don't even remember. So, what got you into fishing?
Me in general. So I
Yeah.
grew up, like I said, I grew up here. Like my father, my grandfather had boats. They had Bertrams, you know. They were in Provincetown Harbor. They never really fished that much. So I was like the pier rat up there all the time, you know, trying to get on people's boats. And for the most part, I'd go fishing with my grandfather a little bit. My father was never interested in fishing at all. But
More
my grand
boating.
or
More
more
boating.
boating,
Yeah.
pleasure boating,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
cocktail cruise and stuff like that.
Cocktails, man. There's nothing wrong with a
Yeah.
cocktail.
Well, he would bring his boat. He would himself come from Cape Cod and bring it to the Bahamas every single winter. We go down. So I've been in the Bahamas quite a bit over there with him. We then he bought a contender. We'd launch out of like the Boca Inlet, hit Bimini, go over the Bahama Bank. We'd hit Chubb, go to Nassau. We always ended up in Highborn over there. You know.
Beautiful spot,
Yes,
man.
awesome. So I've stayed on Highborn for a month at a time, a couple different times, and that is like you have the fishing all to yourself. We'd see nobody. The wahoo fishing is amazing, yellowfin, the mahi, everything good, top notch fishing. And like, you'd be out there by yourself. It was great, you know.
No
But backed
traffic
up
over
here,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, back to here. Pretty much self-taught. It was hard to even get on boats back in the day. I just had the passion, loved to do it. As soon as I could ride a bike, run to jetties, for saltwater. I'd be riding to the ponds for freshwater. Just it was in my blood. And as I think I got my first boat, like a 16 footer with a 48 horsepower Johnson on it when I was 15 years old. This is back where you're going now. All you're doing was a stopwatch and a compass. Back in the sonars then when you were marking fish, it was actually a picture of like a fish. It was like a goldfish like type thing. That's when I
Mhm.
started, and I could be going out at night like that. I mean, like, back when parents, Gen X here, we're talking, like they there you go, there you go. They didn't care, So like probably didn't even have life preservers on the boats. No fire extinguisher, no nothing. Just send it, full
Just
send,
go.
and then yeah, just go. You weren't scared, and that was it. You just go out and I'd go out of Wellfleet Harbor. I'd go out to like Billingsgate Shoals and the Brewster Flats. I had skinny water boats. I could go anywhere and just started catching bass and blues and just kind of like got into the whole commercial part as I got older. Got a driver's license. I was always trailing my boats to go for fluke, sea bass, bluefish, stripers. Codfish, we can't do that anymore. They took that away from us. The haddock, pollock, and all that. Just commercial, commercial, commercial. Then I started bringing friends with me, older people, this and that. they said, you know, as you saw the regulations kind of getting cut back, they were like, you know, you're really good at this. You get your captain's license. And now here I am with three boats, 26 years later, being a charter captain and just doing both sides of it. So I do some commercial, I do the recreational. So when I see people getting arguments, I'm doing both sides. I can argue either way at any given time, you know, because I'm doing all of it.
I
So, you know,
no, I get it.
for the most part, I'm not doing much commercial bashing and stuff like that anymore. I'm doing charters. Last year they shut us down on the recreational bluefin up here, so our only option was to go giant fishing when it was open on the certain days and the closures for month to month. So we were talking people into that, and we had a great season last year for big fish. We generally go for smaller ones on the spin, you know, the spinning
Yeah,
rod. That's what most guys. That's their bucket list thing to do. That's what people want to do, even though they can't do it. They want to do it. They want to give it a try. And you know, some people can do it. That you get them back. And people just do it once. That was great. I'm never doing it again. You know, because it's tough. It's tough. You know.
I'm that guy.
Yeah. Oh, it's
I,
hey.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
It's not
like
easy. You know.
that popping with them rods is not
Yeah.
easy.
Well, that's why I'm saying I do more jigging than popping. Like I
Okay.
like so the leverage is on your size. The rods are 5 feet long. They're stout. They're heavy. You know that leverage point is on your side when you're casting a 7.5, 8+ foot rod. That fish has you're gonna go into a harness if you're hooking something over 300-400 pounds. You know what I'm saying on the spinning rod. You know so. But that not that you're targeting ones that big, but it happens often. You know
Listen,
so.
I have friends, they go to Oman all the time, and that's what they love to catch 200-pound yellowfins. And
Yeah, well,
I'm like,
so that's
they're
my favorite size. So between two and threes on the jig is like I love it. That's great. You know, you get him in like you can get him in like 45 minutes. You know, so it's like it's a battle. A couple guys on the rod. If one guy, maybe he'll go into a harness, he can do it by himself. But I like that size fish, and I think everything like it's great to catch the small ones. People want to target. You can tell them like, well, I can try to catch that size, but they all, they're all together sometimes. So you don't, you could be catching a fish that's 45 pounds and hooking one on your next jig down, something's 400 or 500, so it just happens, so
I'd rather take pictures.
yeah.
I'd rather take pictures. Now, Elena, what's your background and when did you get into fishing?
Sure. So I grew up in Provincetown when I was young, moved to Truro a little bit later, and my whole family was in the Portuguese fishing industry in Provincetown. So a lot of dragger boats, going back a couple generations there. So I kind of had that nautical sense in my background for that, although my parents were not into fishing. So that generation moved into actually automobile service and gas stations. So that was a little different. But myself and a friend that lived across the street, we thought we were going to try surf casting. So we would go when we were teenagers down to the beach and try out surf casting. We thought we were very cool. And then I meet Bobby Rice, when I'm 16 and now, oh my God, like I just met Neptune, it's like the king of fishing has entered the scene. So it's just been, full throttle from there. When we have time off, we go fishing. When we have something to talk
I'd
about,
say
it's
it's
related to
more like
fishing.
chaos.
Yeah, listen, that's
So,
Fish
that's what it's all
fishing
about.
chaos.
Yeah,
Everything's about fishing here, so it's like
that's a good
so,
thing.
but
yeah, I love it. Trust me.
yeah.
If I didn't make money doing it and it cost me every penny I'd have, I'd blow every single penny on it.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
know the feeling. I resemble that
that's just
remark.
I mean, I can show you this basement afterwards. It's this is the man cave. We're down in our basement where everything is. There's just hundreds of
That's
rods here hanging it. Yeah, it's like
that's awesome. Now, when did you become a part of Bobby's operation? Do you work full time with him on the boat or?
So I do most of all the sales and marketing. So all the bookings, all the social media, the website, all of that stuff. I do get to go out on the weekends because, like he mentioned, I am a full-time employee of Amazon. So that keeps me busy
Oh,
during the week.
you still are.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's a licensed captain as well too. So she can tell
yeah.
you that.
I thought that was.
We can talk about that. We can go full circle here in a second and say,
Yeah, I
yeah,
thought that was in the previous life. This is still the conti So
no.
you have a real job.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
People say that all the time. Real job. Come on now. I don't like that. This is a real
listen,
job.
man. Bob, I got a
Yeah.
question for you.
Sure. Go ahead.
So, I tell people all the time, I never feel like I'm working
Yes.
That's the
because,
truth.
okay,
It's a
so a
it's a
real job.
passion. a passion, a
Yeah.
lifestyle, of love. It's
So,
what it is.
so a
It's a
real
lifestyle.
a real
Job.
job is one that you're
Feel like
fucking
you're
miserable
working.
going
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
I, I talk about fishing. I go fishing. I put on fishing tournaments.
yeah,
No, I feel
yeah,
guilty. My girlfriend
yeah,
comes
yeah,
back smelling like a
yeah,
barn stall, and I'm like, "Oh
yeah,
my God, I had a great time. I talked to this guy about this blue marlin. He
yeah,
fought for 6 hours. What a great
yeah,
conversation!" And I'm like, "Oh fuck, that's my day." So,
yeah,
so you
yeah, yeah,
still
yeah.
work for so you still work for Amazon?
I do. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Well, listen,
So
that's a great
if you want
company.
to, yeah, if you want to go like back to where we started here, the way we got our cab's license was I was working for my uncle in the winters at the time, which is not much fishing going on here in the wintertime, doing concrete work, doing form work. He
Yeah.
has a big operation, full on, 50-person crew and stuff like that. And I ended up getting a hernia. So this was the perfect opportunity when everybody was telling me to get my captain's license. So she was my tutor. Do you understand what I'm saying?
We went together.
We went to New England Maritime together, sit down in the
Wow.
classes 3 nights a week, 3 hours of class for 7 weeks. And when I had any questions, since she's a Harvard grad on top of it, she hates when I do that one.
Get the fuck out of
So I
here.
had to say that. Yeah, I had to say that too, because she's not going to tell you that. So I'm going to speak very highly
Wow.
of her. So that's the way it's going to go. It's a lot. It's like I say, it's all her. So went and got our cab's
Damn.
license. Anytime I had I learned the plotting good because I liked it. The rules of the road was memorization. She made me flashcards. The tech general, nav general was just open book, pretty easy. But yeah, yeah.
I
So
love
yeah.
it.
Yeah, so it was great. So there's my tutor, in-house tutor. So we went and did it, passed it all the first round, got it, and it's been uphill ever since. So
Oh, I just got to ask one question. You went to Harvard because it was just the closest school to you, right?
Right, exactly.
It's like, listen, Palm Beach State College is right there. That's the one I'm going.
yeah,
I always saw Harvard. I didn't know any other colleges. So I just
yeah,
gave them my application and they're like, well, son of a bitch, look at this. Perfect
yeah,
scores.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah,
Listen, I didn't
thank
know we
you.
were, Bob, we're in royalty, man. We
Oh,
are,
what I
uh,
said, what I said.
we are in royalty today. Listen,
Yeah,
if I would have known, I would have combed my beard.
yeah.
It looks great.
Listen, sorry, had to do it. Had to do it. So, okay, now you guys got your captain's license together. You started the business at the same time, and off you've gone. And when did you start dealing with fisheries?
So I have always been a big environmental person. Sorry if you were going to say
No, go
something.
ahead. This is more like
I,
that part of it.
I have a question for that, but finish your story.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Yep.
So, and anytime I saw an email or something about, hey, do a survey, or hey, can you help us out? Hey, can you give us some data? I would always participate. And then I realized the more and more Bobby was taking out charters, he was on the water constantly. It's like he has so much information, so much knowledge that is so valuable. It was probably about like 12 years ago or so that we started working with Matt Iyer at the Division of Marine Fisheries in Massachusetts. And he contacted us and said, hey, can I come out as like an observer? Can I monitor the behavior of how fish are released? Did they actually tag fish?
They didn't tag him.
No, they
Not
didn't
that's a
tag them.
bass. No.
So we kind of started there. We got in a good relationship with him. He was a great guy. And then about 2015, we met Willie Goldsmith.
Actually,
Uh,
they did tag the bass.
yeah, I thought they
Yeah,
did.
we did.
Yeah.
That one day we
So,
tagged like almost 100. Yeah. So we did do that. Only that one time though. Most times they
yeah.
just do measurements and release like it was all like how they were released. They wanted to see like study like mortality rates and things like that. I hope they're so from going from single hooks to trebles to things like that. They were seeing how they're hooked, marking like, oh, fish bled, this and that. And those are the ones that were putting the tags and so they actually had the exact data for the exact fish while it was released. So we were
Beautiful.
using all different types of like whatever you want me to throw, I'll throw. Single hooks, trebles, whatever. We did everything that day. And it was just one of those epic days. I think it was in June.
Yeah,
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 it wasn't many
it
people
was.
on the water, so we really got like lights out fishing. So
Beautiful.
So, and Bobby, as maybe characteristic of a fisherman, isn't the most patient person.
None of us
So when
are.
I tell him like, oh, hey, Bobby, I have an observer going with you, he's kind of like, what? Like,
yeah.
what are you doing?
No, she just shows she never discussed to me. This is what you're doing today. I'm like, I guess I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice, so I have to do it.
Yeah,
So
no,
it
fair
is
enough.
what it is.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But it was rewarding. It did work out. And then through mutual contacts, we met Willie Goldsmith, started doing the satellite tagging on the bluefin tuna. Willie introduced us to Walt, Goulet with the, closed remote
University of
recapture
Maine.
study. Yep. And
Yep.
and it kind of just kept spreading out from there. And we started tagging for the American Saltwater Guides Association. So it was like the more we got involved, the more opportunities there were to help out, which I have always been. I know a lot of people feel like you're giving them data that's just going to hurt you. But I feel the exact opposite. I feel like if they have the data, it's going to give us a shot to get hopefully more transparency into what's going on and hopefully better regulations for the species for us.
Okay. I want to ask you one quick question. I want you to clarify something for me. You said you're an environmentalist.
well, I think I said I'm one for the environment, but
No,
but
well,
that's
you used you didn't use environmentalist, but
Rewind, rewind.
no, no.
but you didn't say I'm for the environment. You were talking, there was a word you used there, and it caught my attention. And the reason why it caught my attention, and we'll have as we continue this conversation, you're going to find out that I have a lot of run-ins with environmentalists, and
Yeah.
I break it down into I'm a conservationist,
There you go. Yep.
meaning I love the resource so much I want to conserve it to make sure the next generation has it. And when I hear environmentalism or anything along that
So,
lines,
so,
it always leads me to believe you just don't want human interaction. So that's why I was asking you
yeah.
Sure, sure.
to clarify the word, which again, if that's the way you feel, I'm cool with it. But I was just curious the way you use the word. Uh, and by the fact that you're doing the research and you want better and clear, it sounds like you don't want non-human interaction. You're just looking
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
No.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. Which is why I always shy away from the word environmentalist because I feel like it brings a huge stigma with it. So I try to,
Huge. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
I'm like, hold
Yeah.
that. I'm going to ask you a
No, no, no.
yeah,
question.
Because
yeah,
like,
yeah.
because I don't like with like the whole thing, like with the reporting stuff, coming from a commercial background, seeing how things like where I kill fish, and then a couple years later, like commercially, and then it's shut down. I'm like, well, that's the information we're giving them. So I'm always like in that point, moving from
No, I
a
get it.
commercial guy to,
Yeah, no,
saying
no.
now. So I'm like, hold on, I don't want to do this, So we don't. Sometimes we kind of disagree.
Bump heads.
We bump heads on that. So there you. I'm more like
Y-
kind of like on your side, where she's like not on their side, but neutral. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
and
yeah.
really for me it's a thing of I like as much information I like as much information as
Yeah,
possible.
exactly.
So when
Exactly.
I go up, I've been on fishery boards now for 12 years. I've done a full 9 on HMS and I'm now 4 years on ICAT. And I like the information because when the environmentalists come at me, and I get
Yep.
plenty of them.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
I get death threats. I haven't
for
had one in a
sure.
while, but I get a lot of them. And um, I like to have the facts. I also like to have the facts that I'm a part of collecting or people that I know are part of collecting because I know where they're coming from. One of the fishery meetings, they were talking about, oh, no, no, this is an NGO and the NGO is going to give us straight facts. And I said, no, I don't believe that. I believe that whoever is paying the NGO will tell them
Yeah.
how
Mhm.
they want the facts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
Wherever the money's coming from, hey, we want to do
Exactly.
a study on why bluefins aren't coming to this location anymore. Well, you're not studying anything, but you're trying to reinforce this fact that they're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
there. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Sure.
whoever's paying you, you're going to do what you want. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was my
Yeah.
only
I
reasoning on
totally agree.
asking
Totally agree.
that question.
Like with
Sure,
the
sure,
striped
sure.
bass, like they're always saying, "Oh, we got to take it away. It's going to be recreation. It's going to be a catch and release or no target." They were even saying this last year, and I'm like, if you could come see what I see in the course of a summer, you'd be like, "What are they talking about?" Like, it's thriving. It really seriously is. I know there's year classes down. I get it, but overall, as a
It,
species,
well,
it's
you
doing
guys are up
good.
there with
They
the
don't even. And you have to fish for them inshore here. You can't fit, you're not supposed to target them more than 3 miles offshore. So you go out like 25, 30 miles, they're out there everywhere
They're
too.
everywhere.
They're everywhere. And they're like, oh, there's not that many of them. It's going like you're out of your mind. You know what I'm saying? And you should listen to the guy who is out there every single day doing it, but no,
Yeah.
my
No,
my
they
my
don't.
voice doesn't count, in that type of
You
thing.
just got to be
And you try
louder.
to make it, but they don't
Yeah.
listen to you.
Listen, that's why I just keep buying bigger drums, man.
Yeah.
I buy bigger drums. My
Yep.
my my fight with them has been sharks over the last eight
Yep.
years. I keep saying, listen, there's a shark problem going on. It's
Yes.
not a big one, but it's going to become a big one. And little by little, you can hear. I saw the canary in the coal mine because we're on the water every day. So you're
Yeah.
seeing,
100%. Yeah.
and then next thing you know, everybody's saying it. So what I finally did is we hosted a shark tournament with a kill division, and
Yep.
And PETA found us, and which
Yeah.
is perfect because they circled us around with change.org, and they got 250,000 people to try to shut us down, but it was a perfectly legal tournament.
Yeah.
And I was getting 2 or 3 death threats a night. And but what it
Wow.
did is it pushed it up to the very top
So,
where
yeah.
now people are
So,
talking about it. People reach out to me. Not listen, I don't mind being the spokesperson because fishing is my industry, and I'm happy to take the arrows. I promote fishing, so my fishermen are going to protect me. But I do it because, listen, when somebody wants to talk about it, I want to make sure that it's not somebody that's being paid by somebody else.
yeah.
Yes.
That, oh, well, I'm sponsored by so and so, and they said if I don't shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
I'm going to lose my. No, 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 no. I'm not
Yeah.
sponsored by
Yeah.
anybody. There's not
Yeah.
a single person that sponsors me, man. I sponsor myself.
Yeah, it's so strange that a shark's life is more valuable than yours on the death threat thing. I don't get that at all.
Yeah, I
That just
don't.
is that's a hard one for me to swallow, man. I just gotta be honest with you.
And
That's
then
just
when I sit in these fishery meetings, they're like, "Well, we're increasing the quota, but only 20% of the quota is being caught." Well, that's because you've gotten rid of the most valuable part of the fucking shark, which is the fin, so nobody wants to catch
yeah,
them.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And right now it's a fishery problem. When this becomes a
What?
tourism problem,
Yeah, well, it's we already have that up here, so I'm sure you're familiar
yeah.
with it. I mean, what kind of sharks are you dealing with?
So I would say predominantly what we're dealing with is the sandbars and the bull
Yeah,
sharks
yeah,
here in South Florida. But
yeah.
this isn't a South Florida problem. This is a North Atlantic problem.
Like we have up here the blues, the pork beagles, the threshers, the great
Oh,
whites,
the white
obviously.
tails.
Listen, let me tell you about.
And people always ask me, are there a lot of sharks there? I go, if you came out on my boat one day and did a chart of me like a 10-hour trip, a full day trip, and how many sharks, you never go in the ocean up here ever again.
Ever
We're
again.
catching like, you know, 20 plus foot friggin', threshers in the bay, they consistently, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Not that they have small mouths, but their tail is wicked, Then the poor
yeah.
beagles are, you can't go tuna fishing without catching at least 5 poor beagles. You know what I'm saying? So and they get big too. They're big.
In my career, I saw 2 great white sharks in all of my career until 6 years ago. I've been going to Nova Scotia, Canada, giant tuna fishing for going on 11 years. I now average anywhere between 7 to 12 great white
Yeah,
sightings a year.
I mean, it's
A
insane.
year. And
They
I'm
yeah,
okay with it because we had beat them down so bad.
yeah, yeah.
They needed to make a comeback. And listen, this is not a me poo-pooing sharks. I'm not a
No, I
poo-pooing
gotcha.
shark guy.
Yeah,
This is a resource and it's starting to get out of control. And
100%.
because of fisheries, uh, humanizing the sharks. Like most of the death threats I get are not from fishermen. They're from people that have never seen a shark before.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah,
So that's why the question of environmentalism
yeah,
versus
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
conservationism, I
Sure.
was like, ooh, you made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I need to
Well, it's
ask
like
this.
she's not like so. We have a seal problem here, obviously. We've sure you heard
You
about that. Well,
know,
the gray seals, and she's not out there like protecting the seals. We're not going to that
no,
extreme.
okay,
What I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like we all think like that's a huge problem. Everybody agrees.
They're overprotected.
They're
Yeah.
overprotected. They need to be culled,
S-
unfortunately. So it's
s-
bad.
Well, it's funny you say that.
The beach fishing is non-existent now. 'Cause this used to be like one of the go-to places in the
You, you,
Northeast.
you,
Yeah,
the part, and they've tried to do this with some of the sharks. They were keep trying to put more and more protections on them, and it was it was a conversation we started to have. You guys are pushing for some of these sharks to be very similar to the Marine Mammal Protection Act, and once it gets there, you can't go
yeah.
back.
You, I,
You
I've
can't
had it
go
wrong.
back.
Yeah,
So listen, offer the most protection possible, but don't cross that edge, because now if you're on a beach and there's a seal, you got to get off.
I know. I've
You,
had that I've had that problem
if
in
you,
the boat. In the
I
boat.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys have. Oh, you have them in the boat?
No, I'm saying I've been in my boat
Okay,
and the people are on the beach. I'm fishing. One day we were just watching the seals and people were videotaping me and they sent it to them and I got a violation of the
For getting
mammal
too
protection
close
for getting too close to them.
to the seal.
Meanwhile, people are doing seal charters, bending over with the camera, taking a picture of himself with a seal 3 feet
so
away from him. Here I am, 100 feet away. So you can probably go on YouTube and find the video. Like violation of the mail. I don't care.
yeah,
Anybody
yeah.
can see it, right? So throwing myself under the bus here, whatever. It's mail violation of Mail Protection Act. Go watch it. It's me sitting there with my kids when they were like 4 and 6 years old, looking at seals. You probably think you're gonna see this guy clubbing a seal, gaffing it. We're just sitting there looking at him, bobbing up and down in the
But you're
waves.
too
There
close.
they are. So the
We're too
people,
close. Yeah.
the people, I call them tree huggers up on the beach. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. You said this is how you talk. This is how I talk.
I'm
So this
good
is how we
with
do
it.
it.
Roll,
So they're
brother,
running
roll.
down. They're running down the beach. Get away, get away, get away. So what did they do? They scared all the seals. Well, I'm sitting there just watching. They're not leaving the beach, right? They all run into the water. So I got charged with violation of the Mammal Protection Act, disbarring seals, which just means when they leave the bars, they run into the water. That's called they disbar. You know what I'm saying? So I get a $1,500 fine. It's
Yeah.
$1,500
Yes.
fine. Yeah, yeah, from the National Seashore. Yep,
Oh,
in Truro. Yep,
Yeah.
so
yeah,
in California and San Francisco, if you walk down the dock and they're on your boat, you can't shoo
yeah.
them off your boat.
No,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
that's what I've heard.
So
So
you
on,
want you want
in
to
the
go for the day
water.
on your boat, you can't.
Yeah, so I've been on the water for we'll say
That's
35
crazy.
plus years. That is the only citation I've ever got on the water was that one.
You
Yeah.
bad
Oh,
boy.
I know. I'm such a go watch it. You're like, what is this? I'm sure people are all excited to see somebody like shooting a seal or gaffing it or doing whatever, you know? No, just sitting there looking at him bobbing up and down waves with a couple kids with life preservers on, you know?
Oh my God. It's the
I
tree
will
huggers. It's the tree huggers.
they got the double bird by the way when they were yelling at me, so I'll give you that too,
Yeah,
you know?
listen, that's $750 a bird, man.
Yeah, there you go. Expensive birds. There
That's
you go.
750 a piece.
That's what they got. They don't show that part though. I wish they'd show that part, in the film they got of me,
Listen,
so.
we can Photoshop it.
And
I want you to get your money's worth, man. I want you to get your money.
I was so
Damn.
tempted. And there was like a little cheesy operation up in Hyannis, which is, up Cape from us, in the back of a post office where everybody's sitting there for violations with the National Seashore, just giving them cash.
Cash only.
Cash only. Where does that go? You know what I'm saying? I was so tempted to bring them pennies. I was like, and then she's like, don't create, more headaches and stuff
Do
like
it.
that. Yeah,
Do
I
it.
was I'm telling you,
I
I was
am
so
glad I did
close.
not know you. I would have
Yeah,
I would have sent you the
yeah. A
fucking pennies.
wheelbarrow, walk in the door. Here you go.
I
Count them up. Dump them on the
I
floor.
would have sent wheelbarrow, not even
Yeah.
rolled up.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Here's my
Oh
money.
yeah.
Give me a
Yeah.
receipt.
Yeah.
I'll
So
wait while you count it.
that
Fucktards.
story,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
story hasn't come up in a while. She doesn't like me telling people, but I don't care. It is what it is.
Listen, congratulate.
Yeah.
It's only between the three of us.
Yeah.
Don't worry. It's only
Yeah.
between the three. Shh. I won't say anything to anybody. Here's my thing. Again, it goes back to nobody is going to love the environment more than the people that use the resource.
100%. Yeah. They don't get. We
We
don't
use
like.
the resource. I want to make sure everything is protected. I want to make sure everything lives for another day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, I want to be able to work and do the things
Right.
around these
Balance.
animals.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
not trying to, like you said, you were just anchored up watching them. You're enjoying it
Yeah.
with your kids.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
weren't
Yeah.
doing anything.
Nothing wrong at all. We
You
see them
know?
every day. But they get my striped bass. weekly in the summertime. And what
Yeah.
we do, we figured out how to get them back. We just do, because usually we'll have our limit if people want to keep. Otherwise, we're just doing all catch and release. It is whatever people choose to do on the boat. We only want one fish. Okay, great. We only have to clean one fish. It's easy, Everything's catch and release. But a lot of times we figured out now, which we'd probably get in trouble for, when they do grab your bass, all you got to do is get up on them with the boats, start doing circles around, create the prop wash, and eventually, because it's always in shallow water, we're doing this in like 4 to 6 feet of water because they're coming off the beach grabbing you. Because we fish close to the beach up here with the
Yeah.
boats and stuff, and just do circles, and they eventually come up for air, and they let it go, and you just horse them in, and you get the fish back. And most of the times, the fish are still alive because they grab them by like the back third of the fish for the most part. Sometimes
Away
by
from
the
the hook.
belly. Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
because they
Have you
they're smart. Yeah,
have you ever seen one blow up on a kite bait?
I've hooked them on. I'm sure you're familiar with the bait board, the Ron's. You know the Ron's lure, the Ron
No.
Z.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just Ron Z, the soft bait. The guy was from Brewster up in our area up here on the Cape. Anyways, they've eaten those before when I'm sitting there vertically jigging. I've hooked them. I'm like, oh, this is a nice one. This is a nice tuna. We got a good one on. And it comes up like, oh my god, what do we?
I,
And you're not getting the hook out of them, so you just got to cut it. Then
yeah.
completely accidental. But
Yeah,
it just
no.
happens. Yeah,
I've had them blow up on the kite bait while we're giant tuna fishing. You put a big old mackerel out there,
yep,
and
yep,
you just see this explode, and it's like, what was that?
yeah,
And
yep,
it's like you look, and it's like, oh, that ain't a tuna.
yeah.
It's
See,
like, okay, you just killed my bait.
yeah,
Bring it in. But
yeah,
it's
yeah, exactly.
it's
Yeah,
it's an incredible bite.
yeah.
It's an incredible bite. I mean, I don't
They
blame them. I don't.
smash. They smash the water hard. You
Yeah,
see
I don't
them
get
when they're out
mad at
there.
it. It's
Yeah.
listen, I get it. There's a fish swimming around. You wanted to eat it. Okay. I just
That's how I am like with the sharks. A lot of guys up here, you'll hear them like when we're offshore tuna fish and stuff. Then we go to the haddock cod ground sometimes afterwards. We'll get some fish to eat afterwards, and you hear all those guys out there capping them. They're all shooting all the sharks. I'm not that guy. I let them all go.
ah,
So I look. This is the way. Like it's not their fault. They're just trying to live. You know what I'm saying? It's like we have
exactly.
coyotes here. I'm not out shooting them in my yard. They're just part of life, part of nature. Like there's no reason to kill them. It really isn't. If
They're
you're gonna harvest it, that's one thing. But if you're
yeah.
just doing it just to because
I'm not.
they annoy you, they're a nuisance. You're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah,
So
I run a Facebook page called the Balance of Marine Sportsmen or something. It's all about the shark depredation problem.
yeah,
And I watch a lot of these fishermen. Oh, just kill them, shoot them with the bang
yeah,
stick.
yep,
And I'm like, guys, that's you. I
yeah,
understand your frustration. I totally
yep,
get your frustration, but you can't take it out on the sharks. You need to
no,
call your politicians. You need to
yeah,
call your fisheries people
yeah,
and explain to them what they're doing. And here's the thing, people are starting to notice that it's becoming a business problem because I know of 4 charter boats that have moved out of Florida. They've moved to
yep,
Central America
Oh,
because they
yep,
can't keep up. Listen, if your charters are for snapper and grouper, but
I
if you're losing 75 to 80% of your groupers to sharks, people are going to
yeah,
say, "Why am I paying
yeah.
you two
yeah,
thousand dollars
yeah.
a day? Go
Never
fishing."
mind that. Never mind tackle and everything that's on top of it. All the terminal tackle
Yeah,
be used. They're probably not using fluoro for that. Maybe they are. Maybe they are. But the weights and everything, the jigs. I don't know how they're catching them, but probably mostly live bait. But on the bottom, but it all adds up. It
it
all adds up.
does.
Yeah.
It does. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
you got to find that balance.
Yeah.
But again, it goes back to having all the proper scientific information
Yeah.
so
Yep.
that when these people do call you up and give you death threats or argue with you, you can say, listen, I'm
Yep.
out here doing this, and these are what the numbers shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are what the
Yeah.
numbers show. So when you guys first started doing all of this stuff, how did it morph into you started with striped bass, then you started doing tunas, and now I'm assuming you guys do all kinds of stuff. Because I know when John reached out to me, he says you guys are even doing DNA sampling and stuff like that. So what are some
So,
of the different things that you guys do?
so I mean, we've done the biggest amount of sampling we have done is for, the Pelagic Fisheries Lab at the University of Maine. So when they first reached out to us in 2021, we've been working with them since 2022, submitting the fin clippings, and we've submitted at this point, we're closing in on 200
Okay.
samples we've provided them of mostly the juvenile fish, mostly recreational size fish, which, is a gap that they had since the giant clips, are slightly easier to come by. At least that's how they described it to us. So they said those juvenile class clippings are super important to get a full picture of what's going on.
Could you describe to the people that have never done it what is involved in these clippings? Explain to people what you're
It's
actually doing.
so it's actually it's the finlets on the back. That's what they want. One of the finlets, not the actual, people looking at fins are thinking pecs, dorsals, tail, whatever. The finlets coming down on the
Yeah,
tunas.
on
They
the
want
tail.
yeah, on the tail. They want a whole one of those. That's what they want. That
And
you
then
just snip it
explain
off.
how you're doing it.
Sure. So, I mean, the University of Maine is great for setting people up for success. So they provide us with the whole kit, with everything numbered, with a grid sheet, so we can easily report everything. So pretty much whenever they bring a fish in, I run outside, I clip, about like that size off one of the yellow finlets off the back and put it in the container, document what day, water temperature, um, approximate lat long of where it was caught. And then once we have 15, we send them in. So
That's
it's,
pretty simple.
simple.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, yeah.
Anybody can do it, really,
Do
seriously.
they offer it to anybody?
I think that they're reaching out more to like charter captains, people
Okay.
that are out doing quite a bit, I mean, I'm sure a rec guy could do it if he wanted to, if you want to be
Yeah.
part of it. I think they'll let anybody do it because it's just the more the merrier. That
The more
there's
data.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
sure.
So
Okay. I want people to know because they might want to, hey, I
I
go out there with my family,
Sure.
and
five
like
days a
yeah,
month.
yeah, and I think what it did happen, I think they had more people doing it before, but now with like the closures and stuff, like we had, people are like, well, why am I doing all this if they're just shutting it down on us? So they're kind of like, there's that part of it too, because I think they did have more people doing it. I think they lost some guys, and I know personally some people that stopped doing it just because they were angry
There's
with
a lot of
the
rumors
the,
going
the
around. Yes.
shutdown last year really up here. I'm sure I don't know if you heard about the recreational shutdown
No,
up
no,
here
no.
last year.
I would like to talk about it because again,
Yeah, so we
because I,
we we lost like over half our trips last year for
so d
bluefin tuna. So we're booked out in the fall for that. I don't even start doing that until like late August. So that's my August fishery,
uh-huh.
and they just
They shut it down August 12th.
they shut down August 12th.
Oh, we almost
So
So
we
it's funny because being that I'm on ICAT, I
yeah,
saw it when they were getting ready to close it, and then everybody knows I'm on ICAT and HMS. So I'm watching social media where people are blowing up complaining, and I
it's
went back
yeah.
to nymphs, and I'm like, you guys have to explain to these
They did. They
people.
never explained it.
They
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 didn't
didn't.
explain it.
never explained it. If you'd explain it to people,
I
they
well,
would
Yes.
I'll
understand
Yes.
I'll tell
why.
you
And that's
what.
why I wanted us to
Yeah,
talk about it a
I'll
little bit
I'll
here.
tell you what I think happened. So the bite last year, for the most part, was south of the vineyard down there, well closer to Block, New York, like down in that area, but like the wind farms are down there now.
Yeah.
So I think they all kind of hung in that area, and I think what was happening is that all these, I mean, that's a short run for the guys down there. Like, I'm doing 90 miles out of Falmouth, which is an hour 35 minute ride from my traveling chilling my boat, an hour 35 minutes in the morning, like 1 in the morning to get to the dock. Then I have a 3 hour boat ride if I want to go down there. I did it a few times, because we didn't have much up here. Anyways, long story is that I think a lot of people were posting all these fish on social media and they weren't reporting them. So you have to report them. You're supposed to report the ones you
You're sup-
release. Yeah.
you're
So
supposed to when
yeah,
you get
we
an
do all
HMS
that.
license, you're
Yep.
required to report.
Yes, and I don't think so. All these people, they're maybe they're putting two and two together and seeing these posts, and people aren't reporting. They're like, well, if this is what's happening, just what we can see. Imagine people who aren't posting on top of it. How many fish are actually being killed because the bite was on? It was pretty. It was there'd be 300 boats out there. So I mean everybody's catching. So they just I think they went with that kind of logic
Actually,
that
actually, what it
and they just
was,
shut it down.
what it was, we the year before, and listen, I might have the years mixed up a little bit,
Yeah,
but let me, because of the fact that we're already in 2026. In 2024, by the time, uh, in 2025, by the time they added up all the numbers for
yeah. They're always
2024,
yeah. Yeah.
we were 150 metric tons over our ICAT quota,
Yeah. Commercial or rec or
both
combined?
both combined.
Combined.
So
Okay. Yeah.
so that's our quota.
Yep.
So now the way it's done is okay, we're allowed like 316 metric tons. So uh, once you go over, whatever you go over, you have to repay it back the following year.
Yeah.
You can't split it up over two
Yeah.
years. So we literally went over it by 50%. So the following year in 2025, they're like, hey, we got to cut half of this down. So you're only allowed 150, you were only allowed 150 metric
Yeah.
tons.
And
But
that
they
hurts.
but they
That
never
hurts.
explained it to
Yeah.
And
anybody.
they
Yeah.
didn't, and something I've always complained about, and I was really excited last week when NOAA released their new bluefin tuna page for the commercial fishery. They need to do it for recreational. People kept telling us all these rumors, they're going to shut it down, they're going to shut it down, and we couldn't find anywhere. Well, how close are we to filling the quota? Like where? It's not online anywhere, or if it is, you have to be a genius to find it. We couldn't see how close we were getting.
So you're
They,
getting your worked up. You're getting your worked up now. So, hey,
Well,
this is
and this is
good.
okay. So this is why when you mentioned that you work for Amazon, uh, one of the other companies I own an AI company, and we have created this huge platform for fishermen to have conversations. And because I sit on these boards and because I play in the social media world, I have told Noah, listen, recreational fishermen don't report their swordfish catches. I go, have you tried to go on your fucking website and report
Yeah. Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
It's
It's
not
ridiculous.
easy.
No.
It's not easy. I had the
No.
state of New Jersey before COVID. I had the state of New Jersey reach out to me about they were trying to do a study on fluke or flounder. I can't remember which one it
Yeah.
was. They're like, we can't get people to report. I said, I can get them to report. They're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, this is how I would do it. And they're
Yeah.
like, can you create that? I says, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I have the technology. I can put that together. And this is how
Yeah.
I would get them to report.
Yeah.
And I says, we just have to incentivize the people. Well, they're like, we can't give people money. I says, well, you can pay me to run this thing, and I could use that money to create incentives like, hey, every person that catches this the most every week, I can give you rod and reel. I can find the
Yeah.
sponsorships to do it. And listen, you're not going to get people to put these things down. You're
No.
No.
not. But if
No.
you can incorporate it with the fishing, so that's why I was very curious when you said Amazon. I'm like, listen, I want to talk to you later about it because
Yeah.
last night I was up until 10:30 doing code last night. I am
Nice.
not a fucking coder. I'm a fisherman, but
Yeah.
I'm learning this because right before with you guys, I literally got all the paperwork. We're ready to go into the App Store this afternoon,
Nice.
Nice.
you
Nice.
know,
Nice.
and we've created it where one of the things I want to do is I want to teach the AI to um, show that you release the fish because so many of these tournaments they're like, oh my God. Well, John actually told me, man, one year we had to do 800 sailfish releases. If
Yeah.
we can get AI to I'm like, I'm already working on that.
Yeah.
We've already got it where people can upload it. It geo tracks it. So if you say you caught it at 827,
Yeah.
it's going to be 827 because everything's already on that picture on your phone. And the app is, even if you're online, you just take it offline. You can do it. And again, I just want to connect fishermen. That's all I give a
Did
shit
yeah,
about.
I think they did that with us one year with the striped bass. They gave us the iPads, didn't they? We that kind of did
Oh,
that.
they tried
They
to find
tried.
a way to improve reporting by giving fishermen
This
iPads.
was striped bass we're
Okay,
talking
so
about. And we're going back the other way here, but they gave us one,
and
and I'm like, so like
it didn't
it
work.
was flaky, like our
Yeah.
hands were wet. We have okay here. They want me to go tap it, release size, this and that, and I have 6 people on my boat fishing by myself. I don't have a mate at the time. And 5 people are waiting for me to take the fish off. It was, I go, this is not reality. So at the end of the day, we're just like making it up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
well,
that
this is
ain't
how
good.
many yeah,
Yeah.
no, exactly.
Yeah.
So the way they did it for that, it was unrealistic. We explained
I
that
mean,
to
good
them.
intentions,
That
but
good intentions,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
But that was gone like the next year. So that kind of
It's
yeah, it didn't
Listen,
happen.
there's two ways to do things in this
Yeah,
world. You can do it
yeah,
really expensive and not work with the government, or you could put it in the private sector and it'll fucking work like a champ.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and for
yeah,
me, I want to help the fishermen. That's all
yeah,
I give a shit about.
yeah.
Listen, this has been the greatest industry for me. Just like yourself, I grew
Yep.
up fishing.
Yep.
Taking my little bike for 2.5 miles and going to the spillway and catching snook.
There you
And
go.
if it
Yeah.
wasn't for fishing, I, I would just be a regular dude. But because of, and I still am a regular dude, but it's just now because of fishing, the world has opened up to me. And I go all over the place. I get to talk to cool people like you guys
Yeah.
because of this passion.
Yep.
And because I like to talk to people about it and I like to connect people and tell our story, the world has opened up to me. And I'm like, how do I return the favor to the people that I don't know? How do I
Yep. There you
return the
go.
favor? And that's
Yeah.
Sure.
that's what I do. Even my business partner, we've been friends since we were 6 years old, and
Yeah.
he knew my passion for this, and he's the one
Yeah.
that works in the IT and the AI space. And he even asked me one day, he goes, "Hey, what about if we bring so and so in?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm cool. I know him. I work great with him, but can I ask why?" And he's like, "You answer me the question. Who's more excited about actually going fishing, him or you?" I'm
Mhm.
like, "Wow, that's a great question."
Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah, because you're more excited about getting people fishing. You're more
Yep.
excited about connecting people to promote the sport, where he's more
Yep.
excited about actually being on the boat and catching
Yeah.
something. You're more excited about how can I get, okay, I got 1,000 people fishing. How do I get 10,000 people fishing?"
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That to me, because
Well, that's
it's
good for the
important.
industry. That
It's
that's good for everybody. That's
that's
good
good
for
for
everybody. It's like
everybody.
we did an open house yesterday and we talked. We went up there, set up a booth for the people who work on my boat, G&S Marine, and we talked fish
That's
for
great.
eight
That's
hours.
great. Yeah.
That's what we did yesterday. And my
People
family,
love it.
my middle son came with us. Lane and I were there. We had a TV up with videos. We brought all everything we used for tuna bass. Had all laid out on tables, couple 6-foot tables, and it was great. And what I kept saying to everybody, people were coming up there, "You're fishermen, well, not really, but we want to get into it." And they had their kids with them. You know what I'm saying? This is what we gotta do is you gotta get the kids into it because I think
Keep it
100%.
growing.
that's kind of like you don't see that like you used to. It's like kids just aren't out and about. They're not hunting. And they my kids they're all archery hunters. The primitive. I mean that's the way to do it. They're doing it the right
Damn,
way. Stuff like
Yeah.
that's what I say. Like, this is awesome. Get them into fishing. Keep them going. Whatever it is. You'll be happy. They'll be happy. If they like it, they're gonna love it when they start catching. You know what I'm saying? So like
exactly.
everybody likes fishing. People love catching. So that's what it is.
That's two
So
different. It's so funny
yeah,
because I said
yeah,
there's a difference between catching and catching is
yeah,
reeling in the fish. Fishing is
yeah,
the time that you spend with your friends and family in between
yeah,
bites.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
how you get to know
100%.
people.
Yep.
Exactly.
Listen, when you haven't had a bite for 10 hours, you realize whether you like somebody or not.
Well, being a
Listen,
charter captain, being stuck on a boat something for 10 hours on a tuna trip, the
oh,
problem is when in the first 15 minutes, okay, this is going to be a long fucking day, man. It's like, it's like, it's bad, so it's like,
I,
why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? I go, why did you even
uh,
hire me? Why don't you just take your own boat? It's
yeah.
like, that's the
Listen,
conversation,
here's
it's
the
like,
keys
just
to
go
my
on your
boat.
own
I could
boat.
have stayed at home and hung out at home.
Yeah, it's
I,
like,
I
it's
I
just,
get it. I
yeah,
get
you've
it.
been there, done that. I'm preaching to the
I
choir.
had a
It's
guy
like,
one time, I'll
yeah,
never
yeah,
forget. I'm like, oh my God, this day is going to be fucking miserable.
yeah,
And
yeah,
because I saw him, I mean, he came down to the boat and listen, I don't want to fuck it, I'll throw him under the bus.
yeah,
He,
yeah,
he,
yeah.
wa- he was French Canadian. I'm like, this guy's going to be horrible. And
Probably the same guy we brought out.
listen, I'm going to say this in loving fashion to all my French Canadian friends out there because I
Yep.
have some good ones.
Yeah,
I
we all
thought
do.
I saw this guy because his English wasn't too good.
Yeah,
What a fucking great guy.
yeah, yeah,
What a great guy. We caught him two bluefin tuna.
yep,
He started crying on the second one.
yep.
He's like, this has been a goal my entire life. This is something I always wanted to
Yeah,
do. And
it's
you
the bucket
guys
list.
and you
Yeah,
guys helped me do, and
yeah,
I'm going to throw him under the bus again because when he first came to the boat to make sure that we were ready for the next day, he comes with his girlfriend. This guy's like 80 years old. He's got
wow.
like a
Yeah,
68-year-old girlfriend. I'm robbing the
yeah,
cradle. I'm robbing the
yeah,
cradle.
yeah,
It's like, yeah, you are.
yeah.
And so the next day, we were like, hey, where's your girlfriend? She didn't want to wake up. I think I need a new girlfriend. I was like,
Yeah.
my man.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. I like it. It's like, if you don't want to go fishing with me, no, I don't want you in my life.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
like,
this is so every single day. I'm seriously a late morning for me in the summer. We're starting in May. and we're going through October. A late morning get out of bed is 3:30. That'd be sleeping in. 3:30
Wow.
sleeping in. Yeah, so that's our schedule here. In our batch trips, we leave the dock every day. Well, that's really early. Like to go on the 9:30 trip. We're doing half days, or we do a full day. Any true fisherman knows
Yeah.
To go
sunrise
early.
is the when you want to be out
Especially
there.
when you're tuna fishing.
Yeah, 100%. Even the
One.
bass, bass is all top water at sunrise. It's all people want to see the explosions on the surface. That's when you want to go. The rest of the day is going to be
Exactly.
live bait or vertically jigging, one or the other. So,
Yeah, go early. Listen, I was just talking right before we jumped on the podcast. I was
yeah,
talking to a friend of mine that's driving back from Georgia with his wife. And I'm like, "Oh, you're on the road already?" He goes, "Yeah, we left at 2 o'clock in the morning."
yeah,
And I
yeah,
and I said, if you would tell me I got home at 2 o'clock in the morning, I would say that's too fucking late. I can't
yeah,
imagine. But the fact that you got on the road at 2, it's to
yeah.
me, it's
No,
perfectly
It's
normal.
normal.
completely
Completely
normal.
normal. That's how we
So, like
travel.
going back to like the wife's girlfriend, whatever thing here, every morning she's up, even though she's
Before
not
you.
going fishing. She's up before me. She's packing the lunch for me and my kids. She's giving us all these
Wow.
little, sticky notes. This is your first trip. This is your second. She does this
Remember, this guy's lefty.
yeah, left. We got to get to the boat, switch the handles over. Like this is where we're talking about, like being
But
professional.
listen, that's
So
that's part of
yeah,
any successful charter business.
no,
Yeah.
it's all like a
You gotta remember.
confirmation. Completely like they booked their charter months ago. Then they only they get that call or email the day before the trip. This is what you need to bring tomorrow. This is the weather's going to be. This is the forecast. This, that, sunblock, whatever you name it. If it's going to rain, we don't want to go. We'll provide you with foul weather gear. We have
What sizes?
50 sets of Grundon's foul weather gear. You name it, from friggin' smalls to quadruple XL. You're going fishing. You're not getting out of your trip. We force them to go, and they don't want to go. But know what happens all the times? They go catch fish. We really appreciate you making us go.
Wow.
So yeah, so we hear that a lot.
Make
And
I didn't make shit, man.
yeah, you
You
booked the
said you
trip.
wanted to go, man. I'm the
Yeah,
coach. Put me
yeah. Well, I
in.
mean,
Exactly.
yeah. It's always the rain. The rain. People. Hey, guess what, man? If I in my business try to get business without the rain, it rains the entire month of June up here now, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of our best months. People are going.
Listen, there's one thing when I was still working on boats full time, I'd go down to St. Thomas every year with 8 pairs of shoes every year.
Yeah.
My boss's
Yep.
son used to call me the Imelda Marcos of fishing because I hate wet feet.
Yeah.
And
Get
when you're
out.
fishing in St. Thomas, you can't wear rubber boots. It's fucking 90 degrees out. So I
Yeah.
wear sneakers, but when you back down on a fish, you get
You're
wet.
getting
You get
soaked. Yeah.
soaked.
You're
So
done.
you take them off, put them in the engine room, go get another pair.
Yeah.
So if I
Yeah.
would go through all 8 pair,
You had a good day.
I had a fucking phenomenal day,
You had a
dude.
good
Amazing
day.
I'm
Yeah.
okay if I gotta
Yeah. Yeah.
if I
You're
gotta
okay with
spend them.
you're okay with wet feet then. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. It's what
So you're
I'm
gonna
not gonna
laugh at me. So I wear Grundon's boots. I don't
the
remember
deck
the name of
bosses.
They're
Yes.
tall ones. Yes,
Yes.
those are the
Yeah.
best ones. I love them.
Oh,
Right?
they're
They're
phenomenal.
very comfortable, very cushiony, and you're gonna laugh. I wear wool socks underneath them every single day. The
Very
alpaca.
weird.
You wear alpaca socks, believe it or not, man. Have
Really?
you heard that whole thing about the alpaca?
No, no, no. Tell me, because
You don't sweat. You don't sweat. Your feet don't get all like white and gooey and everything else. They're perfect, man. I'm
what
telling you,
Alpaca socks.
you don't
alpaca socks. It's
really?
yeah, it's kind
I'm
of gone.
gonna
What? Yeah,
I'm gonna
check
have
it
to
out. It's
buy it.
kind of gone viral like the last few years. Like people are starting to wear more. We see more people carrying them now and stuff. Yeah,
Hold one moment.
yeah,
Alpaca
yep,
socks.
yep, yep.
Note taken.
No, I'm telling you,
Amazon's getting a
because the
phone
one
call
thing
from
will
you.
happen. The one thing that will happen with the deck boss, like you say, you'll have that ring around your leg from the top from the rubber where it rubs your calf and your shin. That
Yeah.
you'll have this ring with no hair on it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
plus
I'm very
the
aware
tan
of it.
lines. Yeah, so the socks you can pull up above the boot, so it saves like that chafe and stuff. Because we've had
Ah,
guys that have worked for me before that literally like by the end of the summer wearing them every day, they'll start rolling the boots down because they'll have like sores on the back of their calf from rubbing all day, like ingrown hairs and stuff
you
like
know,
that.
I get it.
Yeah, yeah, you know.
I keep a pair of ankle ones.
Yeah, yep.
So I have the deck bosses. They make them where it's just right above the ankle as well,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're great. I have a couple of pair,
They're so comfortable.
and then when I'm in
Yeah.
just walking, I go grocery shopping. The ones that are underneath the ankle,
Yep.
they call them pissers up there. I don't know what you guys call them.
I don't
Any
know. Don't
any
have
any
that.
rubber boot that is at the ankle or below the ankle, they call them
Pisser.
pissers. And after the first couple of years, I'm like, hey man, why do you call them pissers? oh, this is what we put slip on so we go outside and pee.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
And
something
I'm
like yeah,
like, well, I'll
makes
be a
sense.
sack full of
That
motherfuckers. That makes
that'd be
sense, man.
that'd be like I call those like Crocs then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
same
yeah,
thing.
yeah. So
Same
yeah,
thing, but listen, I don't like Crocs and I like
yeah,
wearing, what's that
yeah,
called? I like wearing socks. I don't like
yeah,
wearing
yeah,
bare
yeah. There
feet.
you go. You don't.
I go grocery shopping and
Yeah, yeah. Who cares?
the
Yeah,
moment I show up to Nova Scotia, I'm in those fucking things because
yep.
when you walk around in the wet grass, your shoes are gonna get wet.
So yeah, to go through everything. Yeah, yep,
Yeah, so I just rubber feet. I don't
yep,
care. I'm
yeah,
not there, and that's where all my fishing clothes go to die. So literally, sometimes I have plaid, I might have stripes, I might have camos, and people look like, "Do you dress yourself in the morning?" I go,
yeah,
"Does it look like I care?" I'm not.
yeah,
This isn't a beauty.
yeah,
Most of the time, I'm
yeah,
covered in slickers anyway. I don't
yeah,
care.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I want to
Who cares? Yeah, you're not there
listen.
for. It's not
It's
a
e
fashion show.
It's
Yeah,
not a fashion show. It's
yeah,
you either get this or you get me
yeah,
naked. You
yeah.
want me
There you
wearing
go.
this?
I don't think they want you naked. No, no,
Yeah.
no, no
Well,
offense. You
listen,
know.
listen, tuna season is the same time as bear season. I don't want to be walking around.
Yeah,
The patterns help. Oh,
yeah,
he's not a bear. I don't know what the fuck he is, but he's not a bear. So let's get back to the science stuff where
yep.
you do the clippings. How far do you guys go with all the, do you stay in touch with Walt and all the different things that you guys do all year long? Like, are you following, hey, these fish came
That's
from the
sure.
Med.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, no, no,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because that's where people get really interested. And I hate to make it sound like this, but when you're a fisherman, you want to know, it's not just a fisherman. If you're a deer hunter, if you're a bear hunter, you want to know everything about your adversary. So
Mhm.
when you hear about this scientific stuff, it's like, man, what have you found out? Where do they come from? And I know a lot about the stuff from the mixing of the stocks, but what have you guys found out from some of the clippings and some of the studies you guys have done?
The only thing that was impressive to me is that when Willie Goldsmith was on the boat, we just put satellite tags in the fish. So I'm up in Provincetown, you know, Peaked Hill Bar, on the tip there, in between the land and Stellwagen Bank, and we put a satellite tag in the fish, and every time they come to the surface, they ping. That's how the ones he has, and then they fall off over so many months. I forget. It's been a
Yeah.
while. And then they go out and they get them, they collect them. But the one time he said, "Bobby, you want to know where that fish is right now?" It was down at George's Banks 2 days later. So you know what I'm saying? We're talking like
that's wild.
120 miles, 130 miles away. Just like that's probably just them just casually just doing their thing. But that's like when you go to catch bluefin tuna, they were here yesterday. Well, yeah, they could be 100 miles away the next day. And I thought that's what was like most interesting to me. Like, it didn't leave the that area and go 6 or 7 miles, or just go straight offshore. It was gone. Like
It was gone, gone.
it was gone, gone, gone. So
Yeah,
that was the
that's
most
cool.
interesting thing to me. As far as like going overseas in the Mediterranean stuff like that, that would be more something to ask Elena. I don't follow that too much, to be honest with you. So
Uh, yeah, a lot of the DNA stuff
yeah,
is showed that they mix.
yeah.
Have you have you
And
have you have you noticed that?
I don't. That'd be more on Elena. I don't follow that part, to be honest with you. Like in
Have you
that
followed
aspect
it,
of it,
Elena?
So I do keep up with, Walt and his team are pretty good at sending us updates a couple times throughout the year. And as far as I know, they had their big opportunity at ICAT this past November to present their data that was showing, the status of the species and the presence in the Mediterranean. I mean, most recently, I thought the coolest thing that was sent out, which I don't know if it's tied to Walt directly, but was that spawning heat map along the East Coast that showed from the plankton and researchers collecting the larvae, how where they're spawning and how they go into the Gulf. That was very cool. So, I mean, we're not part of that study because it's mostly they're doing it with larvae. But that's all plays together. And once they have that DNA, then they can tie it to, the fin clipping DNA and all of that. So, I mean, I would say we keep up, or at least I keep up on the emails they send out. I'll read into it just to get the latest of what's going on.
That's cool. It's just neat to being that you're doing some part of the work, once it all comes to, it tells a full story, once it all comes together. So I was just curious if you followed it along. In the years that you guys been doing it, each one of you, what has been the most surprising thing of the studies that you know of? Like you said, Bob, Elena knows a little bit more stuff, but what has been each of your special thing? Oh man, that's cool.
Oh, geez, just
I mean,
I'd say for
yeah,
me,
go
just
ahead.
the mortality rate of you can do to that fish. Like that thing's definitely gonna die. But this is back to the satellite things,
Yeah,
and they live like a gill hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Like a treble hook went down. We got to get it out. People are saying it's never happens to them. Whatever, they're lying to you. If you're using plugs, you're using trebles, it's gonna happen. They're gonna suck it all the way in. You're gonna have fish beside the boat. You don't want to get hooked. You're using a stout hook. It goes in your hand. You're attached to a fish. You're in big trouble. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I would say that'd be the most amazing thing is how tough they really are. Because like people like we bring fish up, take a picture of them, throw them back in the water head first, like that. Oh, that thing's gonna die. That thing you hear that all that's gonna die. All the negative publicity on it. Like, why did you even catch it if you're just gonna let it go? Stuff like that. And I could sit there and well, here's the facts of the mortality rate of what we've done because he's done a full study on it. Willie Goldsmith did. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's what the whole study was about. You know, catching fish and the mortality rate of them. And I think that was a shocker to me. Like, fish that I thought would die lived. They lived. You
That's
know.
pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean, I've caught fish with the gill hanging out. You know what I'm saying? I've caught fish with chunks from sharks going up, great whites getting them that have healed over.
Yeah, they're
big
big scars.
indentation, scars, and they live. So
Missing fins.
missing. Yeah,
And we've
that's a
caught fish with
common one.
missing
We get the ones with
fins.
the Nemo fin all the time. I don't know what that is all about. That's a common fish up here for us to catch. Like on
Wow.
the pectoral, it's literally like a Nemo fin, like from Disney. It's like
Yeah.
the normal, more
Baby
normal
Nemo,
fin.
man.
Yeah, exactly. A normal on one side, the other one has an indentation half the size, and we catch a lot of fish like that. So, not knowing what that's about, something maybe we should tell
That's
people about. Yeah,
that's
but
cool.
for sure, how tough they are, and that's my biggest surprise. I would probably say, because they
How
can go
about
wherever they want to. They don't have to come here. They can stay in the Gulf. They can go out east. They can go wherever they want. They're pelagics. You know what I'm saying? They can
yeah.
do whatever
They
they
got a
want. So
tail and there's no fences.
yeah, yeah, and they, and
Yeah.
they and they can do 50 miles an hour if they want. So they're gone. So.
What about you, Elena?
So, the thing that has totally blown my mind about all this is from a fin clipping, they can get that DNA. Okay, it sits in this little brine container for weeks. I send it into them at the end of the season that they can analyze this and they have the algorithm, the processing power, whatever, to network all this DNA together and then pinpoint it to locations. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's really amazing. So before, if the big reliance was on tagging, that's hard. Putting tags in every fish and trying to track them, it was one way to get data, but now they can do it with genetics. It's amazing.
That is so
So
cool. That is
yeah.
so cool. That the things that I, again, I've been just like you, Bobby. I've been in this thing for 34 years, and what we've done in that time has been absolutely amazing about
Mhm.
what we learn about fish.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's been so amazing. And when you make a living off of it and this is what you love to do, you want to know everything about it.
Yeah.
What brings you up here at this time? Why are you taking this path? Why are they taking that path? Are they intermingling? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's just cool information. It's cool information. So yeah, no, it's one of the reasons I became a part of fisheries was because I wanted to learn more about. I also felt that I made a great living off of it and I needed to give back. That was for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's listen, I'll give whatever it is, 3 days, every 6 months and go there.
Mhm.
Uh, and I don't mind it. I get to meet other people like
Yep.
you guys and John and Walt. I get to meet all these people that have the same passion for the animal.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
might not necessarily be fishing itself, but the passion for the animal, for the
Yep.
Mhm.
resource. So you
Mhm.
want to learn about it, and that's again, I love to hear the information
Yeah.
of what
So
drives
Yeah.
everybody.
where is home base for you? Where are you?
I'm South
Florida?
Florida.
South Florida. Okay.
I
Okay.
grew up in Palm Beach.
It's okay.
I am
My grandmother, Delray Beach.
okay.
Yeah,
I
so I know the area. Yeah,
I live just out west of West Palm Beach in a town called Wellington. It's a little horse community.
yeah,
And
yeah.
if I was going to give you an exact location, if you watch any news where Donald Trump house is, right,
Yeah,
Mar-a-Lago is on Southern
yep,
Boulevard. I'm
yep.
7 miles due west. Southern Boulevard's right here.
All right, yeah,
Just,
there you
just,
go.
just so you
Funny.
have a, I'm not trying
Okay,
to make
Yeah.
this
okay.
a
Yeah.
political thing. I'm just trying to
No,
give
no,
you
no, no, no,
location.
no, I
Yeah.
got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's exactly where I'm at. This is where I
yeah.
grew up. I started fishing when I was 5, and then when I was in high school, going into college, one of the guys I worked for, refinishing patio furniture, his dad was a boat captain. Says, "What are you doing this summer?" I said, "I'm working, and when I'm not working, I'm going fishing." He goes, "I need a deckhand." I'm
There
like,
you
"Man,
go.
I don't know anything about big boats." He
Yeah,
goes,
yeah, yeah,
"I'll teach you. I just need somebody that speaks Spanish."
yep. There you go. Yeah,
And because he was going to Mexico, and once people knew I was bilingual, forget it.
yep, yeah. There you go.
I spent the next 20 years traveling in and out of
Wow,
Wow.
Central and South America
wow.
until I got an offer to go run a boat in Hawaii.
There you
And
go.
then I went out to
That's
Hawaii for a couple of years, and then that job ended. I was 41 years old, and I'm like, what do I want to do? I'm not married. I have no children. I'm gonna go home and freelance until I figure out what I want to do. And
there you go.
I started playing with social media, and I'm like, I need more content. Let me start a company to
Yeah,
create more content. And I created a company, and now I promote fishing as a part of tourism for major governments.
yeah.
So I've helped the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia put on the first ever fishing tournament in the history of the
Wow,
kingdom.
that must
Uh,
have been pretty cool.
oh my
Yeah,
God, it was fucking
that had to
awesome.
be amazing, amazing. Yeah.
Now we are building the first ever fishing club in the kingdom's history.
Wow. There
And
you go.
what's that?
That's
There you go.
amazing.
That's
No, no,
awesome.
it's
Yeah,
cool. It's so
yeah,
cool. And that's what I do. I wait till I don't wait. Especially now with the podcast and all the stuff I put out,
yeah,
there's all kinds of people that I get introduced to the next, to the next, to the next.
yeah.
They're like, "Can you help us with this?" And I never say no. I
What
always
island in what island in Hawaii?
on the Big Island. I was in Kona,
My
Kailua,
son
Kona.
is our oldest son is studying abroad in Oahu right now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
he's out
Yeah.
there right
beautiful
now. Yeah,
over there.
they're getting dumped on. I'm sure you've seen the rain they've been
Oh
getting the
my
last
God,
week.
it's crazy.
It's horrible. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
crazy, but it's beautiful out there, man.
yeah. It is. Yeah,
And
I've been there
then
a couple times. Yeah, it's nice.
right after that, I kind of fell in love with the influence that Japan had on Hawaii.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So I started noticing people following me on social media that spoke Japanese.
Yep.
And I'm like, you guys catch blue marlin? So I did about 18 months worth of research,
Wow.
and I put a couple of bucks together, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fly out. I'm gonna put together a once in a lifetime trip to go to Japan and
Yeah.
go blue marlin fishing.
There you
Uh,
go.
After that trip, I realized don't ever say it's a once in a lifetime anything
Yeah.
Oh.
because now I go 2 to 3 times a year.
Oh, great.
Um, I,
Nice.
I'm I've been working with a group, and I've asked them. I introduced them to some sponsors for what they're doing over there. They're like, man, if there's anything we can help you with, let me know. And it's like, be careful what you ask for. They're like, anything. I said, well, I says, you guys have these connections. I would like to use those connections to start putting on kids fishing camps in
There
Japan.
you go.
Like,
Great.
I have a nonprofit. I have 200 volunteers. Let me know when to start. And I'm like,
Wow.
bingo. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That happened 4 weeks ago.
That's
So
awesome. You're all over.
yeah.
You're everywhere, man. You're
Oh,
everywhere.
I just listen, like I said, I want to introduce people to fishing. There right now there's a group, there's somebody. Whoever it is, man, woman, child,
Yeah.
they're looking at golf clubs or fishing rods.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
job is to make sure they pick up fishing rods.
There you
Once they
go.
pick up fishing rods, it's your job to sell them whatever it is, whether it be a charter, whether it be fishing rods, whether it be a boat. I don't do that stuff. I don't.
Yeah.
I want to sell the experience. It's important to me. Again, as much as we love the phone, it's really important to me to make the connection that fishing makes.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
It's something as humans. I say men because you see it more often in men, but it's anytime humans
We had
come together,
uh,
whether you're in the military, you're on some kind of a sports team, when you come together to challenge something and you're able to accomplish it, such as catching a fish,
mhm.
you're bonded forever.
Oh, 100%.
You're
Yeah.
bonded forever.
Yeah.
And that to me is the greatest feeling
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want to rinse and
Yeah.
repeat,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
you
That's what
know?
people say to you all the time. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? I go, if you were on a tuna trip on my boat, you give me any kind of detail. Yes, I remember. And I'll start stating facts because you remember every single one. If the people are happy, like you're saying, and
A
it's
huge
just that
connection.
bond, you might not see the person for 6, 7 years, but when you see him again, I
Oh,
remember the day. Then you'll
It's
put
so
some,
cool.
we got a flat tire on the ride to the harbor, or this happened, or that. Yes, that's the day. You know what I'm saying?
you can
You'll
remember that.
remember it. You'll remember it. It's like something like
I
that.
was having lunch one day and this guy brings us our lunch and he looks, I was there with my captain when I was still on the reel tight, and he goes, hey, are you a fisherman? I got a fishing shirt on. I got the
Yeah, yeah,
raccoon eyes.
yeah, yeah,
And he asked me, not my captain, he goes, hey, are you a fisherman? And I'm like, okay, I'll bite. Yeah, I'm a
yeah.
fisherman. And he goes, is your name Fly? And
Yeah,
I'm like, do I owe you money or did I do
yeah,
something
yeah.
wrong? And he goes,
Yeah.
no, no, no. The greatest day of fishing I ever had was
There
with
you go.
you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
You're,
There's only
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
27,000 of them. Be a
yeah,
little
yeah,
bit
yeah,
more specific.
yeah,
He
yeah,
goes, I was on this boat in Venezuela and this is
yeah,
what we caught. And I'm like, oh, we caught that double header blue marlin that they were only 25 pounds a piece. And he goes,
yeah,
that's the one. I go, yeah, I remember.
yeah.
He
Yep.
goes, you were in
Yeah,
the tower
exactly.
lowering a bag to get beer all day
Like,
long. I go,
like
yeah,
you
that was
say,
me.
you can't remember what you had for breakfast,
But I can
but
remember
you'll
that.
remember that. It's the
Yeah, I
truth of it, though.
remember
It
it.
really, yeah.
And that's
Selective
what's cool.
memory. Yeah. No,
But
that's
that's what's
yeah.
cool about what we do.
100%.
It's cool because again, for us, we may fish 200 days a year, but to those people, they only fish 2 days a year.
Exactly.
Yes,
That's the thing.
yes,
So that
yes.
experience has got to be like, and we all make mistakes. We all have bad days. We're human. You know what I'm saying? You you do. Not everybody's gonna leave happy. Everybody tells you they do. They're lying to you too. But you try your best. As I've gotten older, I've gotten better. We had this conversation yesterday. You're always grumpy when I see you on the water. It's probably because I haven't slept a good night's sleep in 100 days. And like I'm burnt out. This and that. Like when I'm getting better, they're like, "No, you're not. You're
No,
still that guy." It's
we
like that's what they say. I'm like, and she's like, "No, he's not." But it is
we
what it
get
is.
grumpier as we get older, man.
Yeah, I think I'm going a little bit the other way. I think it was more hot-headed before. There was no patience. Now the patience are you can push to that point to
Totally.
get there again,
Yeah,
but the
no,
patience kind of step in and keep you from getting there faster.
I'm
So
more mellow when it comes to patience, but I'm definitely more grumpier in the you really are a fucking idiot.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So no, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And then at a certain point, you're like, you get to the point where, you know what, it really doesn't fucking matter. It really
no, yeah,
doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, yeah,
whatever.
Let it go.
yeah. Just let it go. Yeah,
Yeah.
Just
yeah,
just
exactly.
just let it go.
You're not gonna win. You know what I'm saying? And back to like you were saying, like we're not gonna get political here. So that's on my boat. People are always needling you for like religion, politics. I go, we don't
Like, how
talk
do you
either one of those
feel?
on the boat. That
Yeah.
doesn't happen. We're here to enjoy this company. It's not a
Yeah.
pissing contest. We're not going on show, and they'll keep doing it to you and doing it. They'll keep grinding on you. I'm like, listen, bud, you're not getting it out of me. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna get upset about it. You're just not getting it out of me.
Now,
So it's like,
if you're my
oh
friend,
yes, yes,
that's a
somebody you've
different
brought out
story.
many multiple times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if I don't
they
know
already
you,
they already know your background. They know what you are. This, that, and the other thing.
yeah.
So yeah,
Listen,
that's a different story.
I
Yeah.
have a particular friend in Saudi Arabia. Listen, there's a big group of us. They're actually the national Saudi Arabian fishing team. I'm their coach. So we go fishing as a group around the world together, and it's awesome. But there's one
Yeah.
particular guy on that team. Literally, from the moment we step on the boat, or
Pushing
we
your
get to,
buttons.
no, he doesn't push my buttons. We literally all we talk about is politics
Oh,
and religion
Oh,
oh, there you go. Yeah.
because again, he's on a different side of the world than I
Yep.
am. He's
Yeah.
also different religious background. So it's hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? What do you think of
Yeah.
this? So it's almost like we're drawing a, it's like being with your eyes closed and you're trying to mold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so uh it's one of the things that I take true pleasure out of
Yeah.
because there's a group I went on a we went on a hike. My business partner's sons, he has four sons. And again, I'm very blessed. They all call me Uncle Fly. I am
Nice.
literally
You're
scheduled
part
to
of the family.
I
Yeah.
no no I
Yeah.
100% not just
Yeah.
they call me Uncle
Yeah.
Fly. The second oldest, he's getting married. I am going to Saudi Arabia on the
There,
27th of April. Everyone's
there you
like,
go.
"What about the war and this and that?" I go,
Yeah.
"Listen,
Yeah.
where I'm fly I had to change my flight because I couldn't
Yeah. Yeah.
connect where I want to go.
Yeah.
But where I'm going as of right now, it's safe. It's like being in Miami while there's riots going on in Los Angeles. Totally
Yeah.
feel
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
safe. I don't have any issues as of right now. That could change.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I went out with a bunch of his college friends. They're all in medical school and law school and all this. And they were asking me questions that 20-year-old kid boys want to know
Yeah.
about living in the United States. The stupid stuff like, have you ever been pulled over for drunken driving? What's this? What's that?
Yeah.
What's it like going to a nightclub? And we did that for the whole 2 hours till we got hiking. Then we hiked for whatever, 2 or 3 miles. And before we turned back around, we stopped underneath this rock. Now, I had the same opportunity to ask them about Islam.
Yeah.
And why don't you eat pork? Why do you do this? Why? And again, the mind of a 20-year-old is so much different than a mind of a 50-year-old.
Yeah.
And as a 50-year-old, I it's so much open. They tell me how they see things, and uh it's one of the reasons why I'm so open around my friends. I want to know,
Yeah.
and there's no
Yeah.
judgment around it. I'm not
Yeah, yeah.
judging
I
anything.
don't judge. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm just
You're entitled to your beliefs and your opinion. And if someone gets mad at you for that, they're just ignorant.
That's where I have a
Yeah,
problem. If you get mad
yeah,
at me for my belief,
yeah.
listen, you have a different belief than me. Who cares? I don't care.
Yeah. Then you
We,
walk away from that conversation because they're not going to change your mind. And if they keep persisting with it, like it is
yeah,
what it is. You just
yeah.
got
I
to get
don't,
away. You know?
don't,
Yeah.
don't
You just
change
don't.
my mind. This is,
You're not going to. Yeah. Yeah.
my life's journey has led me to believe these
Yeah.
things. Like I personally like to live bait off of South Florida. That's what
Yep.
my life journey. You're not going
Yeah.
to change it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
100%.
that's my belief. Now, if I go somewhere else, I believe somewhere else, something else, because that's the way I do it. It's the same thing with politics and religion. Now, I have
Yeah.
no problem if you want to. I like to know why people think. Hey, explain
Yeah.
to me why you think this way. I'm
Yes.
Yeah.
okay if you want to talk like that. Like I have
Yeah.
one particular friend.
Yeah.
When we do talk politics, it's why do you feel this way?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I enjoy. Explain to me
Right. So you can understand. Yeah.
what in your life experiences has caused you to believe this way so I can
Yeah.
understand. Oh, that makes sense. I don't
Yeah.
agree with it, or maybe that gives me uh, a reason to give a look out from a different perspective. If I ever get a piece of information, oh, you know what? He told me, oh, look, that reinforces, maybe I should
Yeah.
give it a different thought,
Yeah.
you
A
know?
different perspective. Look at it a different way. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, now when I'm with my friends, oh, listen, I'm on a couple of group chats. It gets gnarly, man.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm sure it does. Yeah.
it gets, but I mean, first of all, those are your like I'm on this one group chat. We've been friends since we were 6 years old. There's four of us.
Yeah. So they're always there for you no matter what, their
We've
opinion, no
been
matter what. Yeah.
together
So yeah. Yeah.
forever.
You can't
And
ruin that. So it doesn't matter. You
no,
know? Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter even if you did say something that was shitty.
Because it's not
Uh,
going to ruin it. It's still there,
yeah,
you
I
know?
love you no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
Yeah.
listen, I'm
You're
yeah.
lucky to have four people like that because most people
I
don't have
know.
any of that, you know? To
Yeah,
be honest with
I'm
you. You
very,
know?
very lucky.
Yeah.
Listen, I have one of them. He lives in my house. He started a family, and I'm like, just stay here. pay the
Yeah.
mortgage. He's like, well,
Yeah.
rent is so and so. I don't care. You stay in my
Yeah.
house.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm here with Naomi. We've been together 11 years.
Yeah.
You wanted to be a father at 50. That's up to you. That's not up to
Yeah.
me. And
Yeah.
I'm the world's greatest Uncle Fly in the world, and
Yeah. There
I'm
you
the
go.
godparent to his two kids that are
Nice. Yeah.
4 and 1.
Nice.
But this is the giant but. The 4-year-old, they're like sponges. So one day
Yeah.
in front of his mom and dad, he goes, "What the fuck?" And they're like, "Where
No.
did you learn that?" He goes, Uncle Fly." I'm like,
Yeah.
son of a bitch snitched on me.
Threw you under the bus.
He
Yeah.
snitched on me, little fucktard. No, no, no. But like you said, it's important. And none of those guys fish. None of,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they'll fish
Wow.
for fun, but they're not in this community. And I love to bring them with me when I do stuff. Like one of them I brought with me to a tournament in Japan.
Wow.
Uh, and
That's
he's
an eye
like,
opener. Yeah.
oh my gosh, was it an
Yeah.
eye opener?
Yeah.
Or you bring somebody to like a big banquet for Billfish Foundation or
Yeah. Yeah.
IGFA,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're like, I never realized this. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of the world
Yeah. It's
I
awesome.
play, and I want to share it with you. You guys are
Yeah.
my friends. It's important. You get up somewhere, you're supposed to reach back and help those
Yeah.
behind you and
Yeah.
share. So no, very, very fortunate. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a little bit of my background.
Yeah.
Nice.
You go down the Keys at all and fish at all ever?
When somebody calls me up and invites me, I'll be honest with you.
All right. So
Uh, go ahead and ask.
we'll be
I think
down
you're
there for a
getting the
month
invitation.
next year in Marathon.
Let
Yeah.
me know. Let
Yeah.
me
So
know.
good guy. At least got to come down. If
No,
you drink, have a beer, go on the boat. It
I
blows in the
gave up
wintertime.
drinking 18 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah. There you go. So we don't
But
have to
no, but
Yeah.
listen, I
Drink,
am a water drinker like you wouldn't believe,
Yeah.
man.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
We can power water drink.
It's all good, man. And I'm
Yeah.
just saying, we got a house down there. We're bringing down the bigger boat, the 33 Invincible we have. We'll be down there for a month.
Just
We did it too. We
let
did
me
it a
know.
couple years ago. Yeah. And usually what we do down there, we go out to like what's it, the humps out there, and we just jig up, amberjack and stuff like that. I'm a jig guy. I love jigging. I do it all day long, every day.
I will
So,
sit there and take all the pictures you want so
yeah,
you can
yeah.
post on your social
I know
media.
you're more into like the billfish stuff
No,
like
no, no,
that.
no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
That's just where I made my living.
yeah. But
So
you like,
I do
yeah,
any kind of, listen, I grew up
yeah.
yellowtail snapper fishing.
Well, there you go. We catch those.
I'm a yellowtail. Listen, I'm a Cuban from way back, man. I can
Yeah,
yellowtail snapper fish. No, I
yeah,
just like yesterday. Not yesterday. Sometime this week. It was either Wednesday or Thursday. I interviewed these guys that own a lodge in Sitka, Alaska, and while we were talking, I had already had a trip planned to go to Alaska with one of my buddies. And as they were telling me this, I go, I says, you have any dates for a group of 4 to 6? And he's like, oh, yeah. I mean, he's texting his girl while
yeah, yeah,
we're on the podcast. And he's like, yeah, we have these days available. And I go, hold them. So I called
yeah,
my buddy. I go, hey, I just did this interview. I told you about this place. We're going. And he's like, oh my gosh, that place is too nice to go with the boys. We should bring our wives. And I'm like, even better.
yeah,
So, literally, yeah,
yeah.
I
Me,
have so many opportunities. I don't
yeah,
just let me go take 5 days and go. If I'm going to go
yeah,
somewhere, I want to go sit in the mountains somewhere.
yeah, yeah.
But if somebody calls me up to go fishing, I never say no.
Yeah, I have like a bucket list fish couple on my list. I want to get a rooster fish. I'd like to get one of those. I've
Yeah.
never caught one. Like to go to Costa Rica, I guess maybe. Or you would know better than me where to go
Listen,
get
I
that.
got a couple people I can introduce you
That,
to.
Okay.
that's one,
Perfect.
and the other one's going to Alaska and catching a doormat halibut. You know what I'm saying? That's what I
I'll,
want to do.
I'll
That
send
too.
you a picture.
The salmon thing, I know. I love eating them. The kings, I love eating. I don't even know what the regs on them, but those are awesome eating fish. I love eating those things. But I want a big old,
A big
whatever
doormat.
size I can catch.
Elena, what's your bucket list fish? You got one?
Oh, such a good question. It was an African pompano until my son caught like a 43-inch one when we were in the Keys right next to me, and I
on a jig.
caught my.
Yeah, on a jig at Thunderbolt. You know where that is.
Yeah, I know where
Yeah,
Thunderbolt
right
is.
there on a jig for sunrise. Boom. It was
Beautiful.
like, yeah, monster, African pompano, man, nice one. Yeah.
So did you move on to a different species? You got something
I'm
else?
I'm still a little bitter, so I need to find
You're
something new.
bitter. I love it. I hold a grudge even against my son.
Yeah.
I'm a golden Dorado in Bolivia.
Oh, there you go.
I would like to catch a golden Dorado in
Yeah,
Bolivia.
there
It
you go.
just
Yeah.
it's just so exotic.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, I went to Patagonia. Oh, same buddy that we're going to Alaska with.
Yeah.
Him and his family, me and my girlfriend, we spent 10 days in Patagonia fly fishing. And I remember I don't know, we fished like 8 days. Me and his son, we fished every single day. And he's like, "Hey, buddy, you got to take tomorrow off. You got to spend some time
Yeah.
with your family and give Uncle Fly a break." I'm like, "Really? I don't need a break. I'm going to go anyway. I'm happy to
Yeah.
have him." He was whatever 10 or 11 at the time.
Yeah.
And I said, "Yo," he said, "I'll tell you what. I'll make you a deal. I'll let you go if you catch a sturgeon today." There's
Oh,
no sturgeons in fucking Patagonia. So I
yeah. Yeah.
found a piece of driftwood. We grabbed the fly rod, put the fly in the driftwood, and we held on to that little fucker. And he goes, Dad, look, I caught a
Yeah.
sturgeon. I can go fishing
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
And my buddy looks at me, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. You asked for a sturgeon, you got one.
Yeah.
He goes, okay, you can go fishing.
Yeah. There you go.
Man, that's the whole thing. Go fish. Don't
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, enjoy it while, especially, when they're kids. You guys have kids, you know what it's
Yeah.
like.
We know. No.
They're gonna grow up and they're gonna go do their
So
thing. Go
fast.
enjoy the time while you
Yeah,
can.
they're into it. I don't think they'll stop doing it because my son, like, he's out in Hawaii and he's chomping at the bit to get back here. He wants to be with the family, misses the family, misses his girlfriend, and he just wants to come back home and he's ready. He wants to go fishing too. He loves it. So
Yeah.
he
Does he
hasn't done
need
much of it.
does he need
Go
an
ahead.
intro to somebody there to go
I
fishing?
just he's there with a buddy him, another charter captain. They're on the other side of the bay from us. One of his kids. They're in school together, and they both click together. We both fish in the same area. They're both charter captains, and they're over there together right now. Maybe, yeah.
Listen,
You know
if
anybody?
if
Yeah,
do I
In
know
Oahu?
it?
Yeah.
Do I
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
Oahu?
yeah,
Damn
yeah.
straight I know people in
Hey,
Oahu.
Stephen Whiteson? Do you know him?
Stephen Whiteson.
Yeah.
Where is he based out of Hawaii?
Well, he's kind
He
of
goes all over,
all over
doesn't
the
he?
place. He
West
does,
Coast.
yeah, West Coast. He goes down to like Costa Rica. He does like stuff. If you would
It's
know right
it,
off the bat, yeah,
yeah,
you
no,
probably
it's
know.
the name
Yeah,
sounds familiar, but I can't place a
yeah.
face to him.
He goes to a lot of the shows. He does like for Ron's and just, he's all like Centaur rods. I use those.
Oh,
I knew
okay.
maybe you might have known the guy.
Yeah, no.
So
When I go,
yeah,
it's so weird because I kind of try to stay under the radar.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
usually kind of people are like, "Are you going to set up a booth?" I'm like, "No, I just like to kind of walk and
So
I don't set up meetings.
that
Uh,
that's
I'm kind of stealth." And if somebody stops me, "Hey, you're so and so," it's like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So we start
yeah,
talking, and how can I help? And
yeah,
uh, that's the way I like to do things. I like to find
yeah,
areas that people need help, and I'm happy to help them. I don't ask for anything for free. I'm like, yeah, let me, oh, you got a cool lodge? How much is
yeah,
it? Let me put some
yeah,
friends together because I got tons of friends that always want to do something.
yeah,
So putting a trip together, it's a matter of just sending out a text
yeah,
message.
yeah.
Hey, I'm thinking of going. Oh, let's do it. Okay.
That
You
yeah,
know.
that happened to me last year. I went down to Louisiana. Got on the blue water there out of Venice. There, I went down
Uh-huh.
with those guys. I don't know
Oof.
if you know Bob Hovey there, and went out with him, and we didn't have the best day, but it is what it is. But
It's fishing.
yeah, I get it, man. You trust
It's
me right
fishing.
now.
But
Like
Venice is such a cool place,
it
though.
was cool. Yeah, it was definitely
Did you stay on the
different.
houseboat?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Yep. Did the
Oh yeah.
houseboat thing. I think we were, was it 4 nights we were in the houseboat or 3 or 4 nights? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
But it was a good time. And we felt, I mean, what I was surprised, I didn't know they had like bunker, pogies, Menhaden, whatever you want to call them. They have them down there too. And
Yeah.
we went out to like one of these farthest rigs off, like I don't even know, 110 miles out. And it didn't have a good time. It didn't do well out there. But on the way back in, we ran into pogies on the surface and there was all kinds of yellowfin and blackfin mixed in. That was a blast, all top water.
That's so cool.
So we banged him for like an hour and like more than we needed. And like, hey, we're good. Let's go home. You know what
I
I'm saying?
went
So
to I went to a rig there once. I was fishing out of Venice, and we were catching pogies. They were down deep, so we had to catch them on
yeah,
sabikis. Everybody kept losing rigs. I'm like, there's something at this fucking rig.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
So I grabbed one of the tuna rods and I put one of them pogies on a hook and I threw it in the water and
Now,
mm,
were you catching the pogies? Were you snagging them with sabiki rigs, or were you actually they were eating
they
the
beats the shit out of me. I didn't have a rod in my hand. All I
oh yeah,
knew is
because normally I told those guys down there, there's a lot
they
easier way to
wouldn't use
catch.
this.
We catch them on sabikis up here, but the only
Yeah,
sabiki rigs
we were using them and we
when the
were catching
schools,
them.
yeah, when the schools are so thick like that, they don't actually eat it. You snag them when you pull it through them. So then you're
Oh,
not. So instead of using a big treble weighted treble hook, you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
which you snag them inside, you put a big hole in them, they're bleeding to death. We're using sabiki rigs with just small little tiny hooks. You know what I'm saying? And you
yeah.
let you get multiple sometimes too, because those guys had never heard of that down there. When I was like, why don't you guys use sabiki rigs when they're on the surface? You just cast it out with a light weight on it, rip it through them. You get two or three at a time with tiny little hooks in them. You know,
Wh-
that's what we do up here. You
When
know,
we saw them on anytime we saw them on the surface, we just throw a cast net on them.
yeah.
We just throw a cast net.
These guys went up with a net and tried to dip net them, and a
Yeah.
shark came into the net and they lost their net instantly because the sharks were on them. Like that's when they would erupt. It would be glass
Them
calm.
fucking
Yep,
sharks, I
yep.
tell
And I
you,
have videos.
man.
Is it nuts? And all of a sudden, calm water. The pogies come to surface, and all you see is like I don't know what there's some kind of brown shark. I don't know what they have down there. What are they like
They
down
get
there?
bronze whalers, they get bull
Whatever. So
sharks.
literally,
Yeah.
there's a couple hundred of them at a time coming up on the pogie pile. It's just white water, like, and then the tuna are on the outside on the edges. You know, so you cast on the outside of them, rip it through, mostly chuggers, and then we were smoking them. It was a good time. You know, it's
Yeah,
fun.
I love it down there. And
Yeah.
so there's next time you go down, I don't know if you have it. This is my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Uh I always bring coolers down because you're going to bring tuna or whatever you're going to bring back, whatever you're catching. But I
Yep.
always leave enough room for two extra things. I always buy the shrimp off the boat.
Yep.
So I come back with like 20 pounds of shrimp. And then there's a little grocery store just on the southern side of Belle Chase that has all the great Cajun sausages and
Oh yeah, yeah,
stuffed
yeah. Nice.
turkeys and
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff. Bro, go in
Yeah.
there. It is the greatest. It is
Yeah.
the great one cooler for fish and one cooler
Yeah.
for all the cool stuff.
Because I kind of like went down there with the expectations, because they were catching big yellows and we didn't get one. I was like, what it costs, and dude, man, I don't know if I'm gonna do this again. But now, looking like, hey, listen, it's like someone comes on my boat and we don't perform. We don't. It happens to us. And
Yeah.
the guys come back the next year and they do it again, and then maybe do it again. Maybe they come back next year. That what happens. Everybody says they catch them all the time is lying. No one's perfect, and I hear
Yeah.
like whatever. Some guys are better than others. I agree with that. But it's like, I feel like I will at some point go back down and do it again because the experience of it, just seeing the oil rigs alone was pretty freaking cool.
It's
Because we don't
wild,
see
man.
that. We have wind farms, that's what we have, so
Bro,
that's
that's
our,
a whole nother pissing
yeah.
contest,
I
man.
yeah, I don't know if you want to go down that road right now, talking about those
Listen,
things.
I did it with I did it with John. I brought him on. I told him, John, we should do this twice a year just to
Yeah,
talk about all the things that we hear at the fishery meetings
yeah,
that Noah doesn't put out there.
yeah.
So let's me and you do it.
What's on your feedback for everything you've heard? Are people for 'em, for the fishermen? Are they for 'em or against it?
No, they're
What do you?
against them. Fucking hate
I'm
them.
100%. I'm 100% against them. So let's start
And
off right.
and now listen again. I can say
Yeah,
this because this is my fucking podcast, so I can say
yeah,
whatever I
yeah,
want.
yeah,
I was on the HMS when they being the people that were doing all the wind farming, they came in and they wanted to talk about it. And I realized, and again, I have no filter from here to here.
yeah,
So when I think of something, I'm gonna say it. And I'm
yeah.
like, you guys aren't coming in here proposing this to us. This is already
You're
done, isn't it?
you're doing it's
Yeah.
done deal. That's what it was.
Yeah, you
Yes.
guys
Yeah.
just want our opinion on what could happen. And they're like, oh, yeah, all the leases are signed. I'm like, then why the
Uh,
fuck are you wasting our time?
Exactly.
Right.
This
That's
had
all it
nothing to
is.
That's what
do
they
with
did to us
us.
up here.
Yep.
Yeah.
They did. Yep.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
has nothing to do.
Foam and
Somebody's
all
already
that.
been paid.
Do you believe those things in the water will change a migration pattern for fish?
So here's the thing. And I can't 100% answer that question.
Hmm.
But here's my thought process. What I'm more concerned with is the electromagnetic interference on those
Yes.
cables. I'm not even
100%.
I'm not even worried about the other shit. I'm
Yeah,
worried about the
that's
cables.
falling off while you're out there. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
I'm talking about the cables that are underground.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah,
What is that
yeah,
doing?
like this big around, or even
Yeah.
bigger, or whatever the hell they are.
And
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
and they
feel.
have these special concrete mats that they put over it so they
yeah.
don't get barnacle growth and all that other stuff. And then they realize, not that much stuff grows on it because nobody
No,
likes the fucking electrical magnetic
exactly. So,
interference.
Radiation.
so what I heard last year, they put a grid through going out between the islands down, Martha's Nantucket there, and so with the squid migrating every year, they finally connected them last year. There, the squid would not go over them. The squid would not. So they
Wow.
say that's now. I don't have facts on this, but this is what I was
The
hearing through for
fishermen.
the from the
Yeah, the
fishermen. Like, if
Yeah.
you
fishermen.
go down there and squid fish, the draggers, that's huge up here in the spring. Like dragging for squid, jigging for squid for bait. Everybody freezes it for fluke and sea bass and everything else. But then people eat them as well. That's what the draggers do. Turn around and sell them, for human consumption. So they said it was just
Yeah.
it totally changed. Totally.
My whole thing on, and to go back to your original question about the migration, I've proposed this question to NOAA. So I say no. I go to HMS. So one thing that's become very popular in the offshore billfish world is fishing around fads. Like Dominican
Yep.
Republic, they have these
Yep.
fads. And my question has always been, listen, this fishery in the Dominican Republic, and I was only being specific to the Dominican Republic because of the fact that so many boats are now making that part of their migration to go catch these blue marlins. What used to be a 4 to 6 week fishery has now turned into be like a 3 to 4 month fishery.
Wow. Yeah.
So which again, it's great. We're all catching fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
My question to National Marine Fisheries, again, we've done something to change this migration pattern. So these little fish, most of them are little, they're less than 100 pounds.
Yep.
They find a source of food that's not migrating. Most of the time, they're migrating with the food source. The food
Yep.
source is stationary.
Yeah.
So instead of them only being there for 4 weeks, they're staying there for 3 months. Now, is that going to A, make them stronger and more healthier when they're young so that they are more successful as they go on their
Yeah. Like whatever they do.
on their pattern
Yeah.
for spawning, or is it causing them to miss a spawning spot somewhere along the way? Is it
Yeah.
good or is it bad?
Are they getting lazy or they're getting energy? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly.
again,
So
I don't know, but it's the
yeah.
question that
Yeah.
listen, every action has a
I mean,
reaction.
how big are these fads? How many are there? Like,
There's
are
a
they?
lot of them.
So is it individual captains putting them out there,
No,
or is
no,
it
listen,
actually
the local guys put them out there.
the local guys
Yeah,
put them
yeah,
out
the
there?
locals.
Yeah.
There could be a
What
couple
what are they
hundred.
using? Just are they doing just tarps, or what do
Yeah,
they do? What?
they put tarbs,
Yeah.
and I can't remember if it's double or triple strand poly,
Yeah.
and it's just some styrofoam at the top, and then they put
Yeah.
palm
Yeah.
fronds on it, and there could be whatever, there could be a couple hundred of them
What
out
are they
there.
what are they putting on the bottom? Just like engine blocks, or what are they anchoring them
Pretty
down with?
much engine
Yeah. Yeah.
blocks, or
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen some where it's like rebar in 2 5 gallon buckets where the bottom was cut out and they're connected,
Yeah.
and they fill it with cement with a bunch of rebar, so the rebar holds
Concrete. Yeah. Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it grabs. It doesn't. So when tide comes, it can't. It just grabs the bottom, whatever's
Correct. And
down
then
there.
it's something like whatever, 2,500 feet of poly. And
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
I'm not poo-pooing it.
Yeah.
I'm just asking the question. So when
Yeah.
you ask the question, is it changing the migratory?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
My
I
my
got you.
point is
Yeah.
but is it a benefit or is it a negative? Now, the
Well,
electromagnetic thing,
and
I think, is a
and
negative.
yeah, and so that's that. Those don't make noise. So when they're out there driving pilings, we're 20 miles away feeling the vibration on the deck of the pilings being driven for the wind farms.
Wow.
It's pretty weird. You all of a sudden, oh, they're driving today, glassy, calm day, way offshore.
The
You
vibration.
can't see
Yeah.
it, you can't hear it, but you can feel it. And that's weird. You know what I'm saying?
I've
That's a
been on
weird
a
feeling.
I've been on a
Yeah.
boat. We were tied up to the dock in St. Thomas, but there was an earthquake, and I
Yep.
could feel it. I was sitting on the
Yeah.
boat.
Yeah.
I'm like,
What was that?
what the
Yeah.
fuck was
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
And you
For
knew it
sure.
was something.
Yep.
You knew it was something. You weren't really sure what it was, but it's like, and then once you get off the boat and you walk around town, it's like, hey, did you feel the earthquake this morning?
Yeah.
I'm like, son of a bitch, that's what
Knew
it
it.
was.
Yeah.
I knew
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
was
One. Yeah.
something.
One more question on the fads. When you go out there to fish those, are they visual? Can you visually
You,
see them,
you
or
can, you can, no, no, you can, and the ones in the Dominican Republic, you can visually see them because they're all
okay,
surface. So, you talk about
from the surface, how far down?
all
Like,
the way
like
to the bottom. So, depending on where they put them on the bottom.
they'll have a tarp like that.
Oh
You're
no,
saying?
no,
Oh
no,
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 no.
no, 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 no. So that some might have tarps, some might only
Yeah,
have the float on top,
that's it.
and
Yeah,
then they bring out palm fronds and they tie palm because
yeah, yeah.
you
And
tie
that's
six
it.
palm
Yeah,
fronds and it has
yeah,
this giant thing.
yeah. I got you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, yeah. That's
So
cool. I don't
and
know much about it. I've heard about them. I don't know much about it. That's why I was just kind of picking your brain just to get a visual of it.
no, no, no.
So yeah,
Listen, I
yeah,
have some pictures. I'll send you some pictures
yeah. That'd be
so
pretty
you
cool.
guys can
Yeah,
get some ideas. And because fishermen, both American and Dominican fishermen, we're humorous. Some of them draw faces on them, or they'll
yeah,
put a
yeah, yeah,
flag on them, and these guys are listen. They're pretty ingenious. They'll go up there and they might put some baits to catch some Dorados, or they'll catch the little live bait, and then they put a live bait on a line and they throw the line in the water, and there's like a 2 liter bottle of soda or an empty antifreeze jug, and they'll put like
yeah,
fucking six of them out there, and they wait until it sees, oh, the jug is taken off, and they got a
yeah,
Dorado.
yeah,
They go grab them. Sometimes it's a
yeah,
blue marlin,
yeah,
but again, you're talking about guys on a 22-foot ponga,
yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
20 or
yeah,
30 miles offshore,
yeah.
no
They, yeah,
GPS.
yeah, yeah.
They go and
Yep,
they
yep.
don't know how to look at the GPS. They don't have a GPS to know, hey, let's go to this
Yeah.
one. No, they know how to get to one. And from
Then
that
they,
one, they look at their time and they say, okay, from this one to the next one, I have to go at whatever, 190 degrees
yeah.
for 7 minutes. And they go
That
and
that's
they're
that's
getting
how
beat the fuck up.
that's how I learned boating. I mean, that's how I
Yeah,
learned it.
it
Was a
works.
watch. Speed times equals distance. So
Yeah, it works. Listen, when I
yeah,
started, I was 6'4", blonde hair and blue eyes. Now I've been
yeah,
beat to shit and shriveled up
yeah,
like a raisin, man.
yeah,
But listen, I love to look at it. I'm not going to knock them. And, you know,
yeah, yeah.
I watch these guys and they might have a 150-pound blue marlin in there. And people are like, oh, they shouldn't kill them. I'm like, man, you're saying that when you're on a $15 million boat
Yeah, yeah,
eating filet
yeah.
mignon. I says,
Their opinion doesn't count. Then I'm sorry.
I I can't knock the
there
guy. He's going to go home and he's going to feed his family for 2 weeks with that.
you go.
I can't.
Are they good eating? They're
Blue
good eating?
marlin?
Yeah,
For me, I like them.
yeah,
When I lived in Hawaii, Hawaii, it's still legal. Not only is it still legal to harvest them regularly, there's no quota. They're even allowed to sell them. So it's nothing to go to
really.
a restaurant and get
Wow.
wahoo or blue marlin. Now, but I will tell you this: blue marlin jerky is very fibrous. So if you've ever eaten any kind of like beef jerky and you get beef jerky in between your teeth,
Yeah, yeah.
you get it in between every fucking tooth when you're eating blue
So
marlin.
so I don't go anywhere out with it's called Picadents, the little like
Yeah, yeah,
the hard plastic with the orange package because I have tight teeth, so they're
yeah.
tight together. Everything gets in them, so I carry them all day long. I'm on the boat. I eat something, I'm
Yeah,
picking my teeth. People are looking at me. It's weird, but that's who I am. But I understand what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's the only thing with marlin jerky, but marlin
Yeah,
pokey,
yeah.
delicious.
Oh, I like
Marlin
pokey.
pokey
Yeah,
because it's a
yeah.
nice firm fish
Yep,
like wahoo is.
yep. Yeah,
I like it. I like it grilled. I've
yeah,
never not liked it.
yeah.
So, but
Well, there,
I also understand the value of it being released.
yeah,
It's an industry,
yeah,
and there's way more money in catching one fish and releasing it than catching it one time and killing it.
yep, yeah.
So I get it. I'm not,
Like we said,
encouraging.
back to you can go either way with it. You can
Yeah.
defend them or you can go either way. I
Listen,
yeah,
I
yeah,
like the fact that there are game fish
yeah,
in the States and that we don't We don't serve it on the menu.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with that. Listen, I donate a lot of money to the Billfish Foundation to be on their board
Yeah.
of directors. But it's if I go to Dominican Republic or if I go to some country and I see a guy that's been in a boat for 4 days and hasn't
Yeah.
come in and he's caught one blue marlin to feed his family,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be mad at him.
Yeah.
And now I don't want to see a long line like you see in Costa Rica where they're killing 300 sailfish. I don't want to see that. I don't want to
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
the commercial industry like that. But if you're out there one guy and you catch a blue marlin or you catch a sailfish and you're going to eat it, hey
Yeah. There
man,
you go.
we're
Yep.
talking about this in the comfort of our home with either air conditioning or heat
Yeah.
on,
Yeah. Yeah.
with our lights and
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
With our technology. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
yeah, on technology while we have a
Yeah.
piece of meat on styrofoam wrapped in
Yeah.
plastic
Yeah.
in our
So
refrigerator.
good.
Yeah.
I I have nowhere, I have no place to argue.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. For
I'm
sure.
not gonna
Yeah.
argue. I mean,
Yeah.
we have it fucking good, man.
Yeah.
Yes, we
100%.
do.
They
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
realize it. Yeah.
People don't realize it.
They don't
I
realize
kind of
it.
wish kids were forced to travel for a year or two,
Yeah.
whether it be Peace Corps or military or donating some
Well,
time to realize how
How good
good.
everything is.
Yeah. Again, I don't want to
my
get
kid.
I
Yeah.
don't want to get political, but I was listening to this yesterday. I went to a breakfast meeting yesterday morning, and I was listening to the story of a wrestler for the Iranian wrestling team that was just at the Olympics or something,
Mhm.
and medal winner, and he protested against his country. 3 days later, they hung him in the middle of the
So,
town.
so you know about the whole women's soccer team over there, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay, so I know I follow a lot of that stuff. I
yeah,
watch it, and it's like, and there's people defending them. They don't go political, like you say, but
yeah,
like it's pretty crazy what's going on over there. Because I think most of them are going to go back, and it's going to be a public execution for those women too. Do you know what I'm saying? I think
yeah.
it's
And people
going to
don't
be.
realize. Listen,
Yeah,
when
that's what's going on.
when you
Yeah,
kneel. Again, you might not be happy with something. If you kneel or
yeah,
you do whatever and you complain, you might not
yeah,
be happy about something. But
yeah.
understand that the
But
fact
what's going on?
that
Yeah,
you have the right to say
Right.
something,
yeah.
Do that.
They don't. So
they
yeah,
don't.
yeah. They don't. They didn't. Refused to do the national anthem. So that, yeah, I'm sure you know the whole story. So they went and got all their families, and they refused to
That's
return from Australia back to our. And now they captured all their families, and all but two of them returned. You're never going to see those women again, probably. You know what I'm saying?
no.
I mean
That's
that's
why
a
we're
good
so
that's a good
lucky
possibility.
here. Yes.
That's like we don't understand
We
what goes
don't.
on.
We
Well,
don't
most people
understand.
don't. I mean, unless you follow it, like I know, like
Well,
I dive into it,
I know because
but
I follow it, but I also know because
yeah,
I go to these countries.
yeah, you go there too,
I
so you
go
you
to these
you see it
countries.
firsthand. It's up in your
Yeah.
face. You're seeing it,
Oh,
So
I can't believe people on at your country, they talk bad about the president.
yeah,
I mean, when you talk to somebody
yeah,
face to face, when you're sitting in somebody's home
yeah.
and they tell you that, you start like, what do you mean? You can't do, no, we can't say that.
No, they can't.
You
No,
know, now
if they,
I used to hear
yeah,
stories like that from my grandparents because my family's from Cuba.
yep,
You couldn't
yeah,
listen. And it wasn't like we're safe at home. Like you're in
yeah,
the house and you can say, I can't believe they did that because your neighbor, if he heard you,
Oh,
would turn on you,
yeah, yeah,
would
yep,
tell on
yeah,
you. Or
yeah,
worse yet, listen, maybe if one of your kids doesn't believe in what you're saying, you have a kid that turns you in.
yep, yeah.
So, yeah, there was no dissension. And the fact
No.
that we're allowed to say it,
Yeah, so if you felt like that, you had to keep it to yourself. Otherwise,
yeah.
you're gonna be gone.
So
Yeah,
understand whatever you're protesting,
yeah,
you have every right. I'm okay with you
yep,
protesting. I might not
yeah,
agree with what you're protesting about. You
exactly.
have every
Yeah,
right, but you have
yeah,
to understand the fact that you have that right
that right is
lets
huge.
you know that no matter how bad you think this country is,
yeah, yeah.
it's the greatest country because it allows you to say that.
Mhm.
And a lot of people defend people who don't have those rights. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what's if
Yeah.
if you were there dealing with that, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing. So it's like
And I
it
think
makes you think.
I
Yeah,
think if children were allowed to go and travel, and I say children, 20-year-old kids,
yeah,
18, listen, you're getting ready to go to college. Before you go to college, you need to go here for a year.
yeah, yeah,
And so you can understand how good it is here. Hey, listen, clean water, just
yeah,
that in itself is a huge deal.
yeah,
There's a lot of places I've been to. Listen, make sure you close your eyes and your mouth when you're taking a shower.
yeah.
Oh
I
God.
am
I,
told that. I am told
Ver
that.
I was in Veracruz, Mexico. I never been so sick in my life, man, from the
Oh,
water down there. Like, and I went there. It was awful.
I've
It was awful.
it's happened more than once.
I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna die. I was calling up, and
No,
I was
you
in my
wish you were gonna
20s.
die.
Yes,
You
basically
wish you were gonna die.
living in a shower for I think a couple days, coming out both ends, and I just wish I could die. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like it
it's
was awful. It was awful.
yeah, it's we listen, we do have it good.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm okay with you complaining. I get it.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
things that I complain about. I
yeah,
have no problem with that. It's just understand that right to
yeah,
complain is pretty fucking good.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we've all been mad at our parents where we scream into the pillow saying, I hate you. Listen, if you said that about your government, you can get
Yeah.
killed.
Yeah.
You can get killed,
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
tough. It's tough love here at our house. They're raised pretty good, but I'm very tough. I'm like
Public hangings in the
they're
living room.
I'm doing landscape and doing whatever, doing stuff. No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You're like they're up every day. They're up. They work. They don't get a day off in the summertime. They don't get a day off.
No. But you know
7 days.
what? It,
There's
it
no
makes
such
you
thing as a day
appreciate
off.
it.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is too, then they see the money part of it, and then they get money hungry, and they go, good, now you can save your money, and you can pay for your own education, So there
Oh,
you go.
now
Yeah.
we're talking. Who's going to be the fish scientist amongst them? Doing all this fish science,
So so
it's had to rub off on somebody.
basically Brady, our oldest son, wasn't into fishing that much until he went and got his cab's license because he sees what we do and it's decent, it's for a short term. We have a 5 month season here. That's what we have, and it's you don't have a day off. And he went he liked fishing more because he got into the money. And then he learned that he does like fishing. You know what I'm saying? So I think he likes it. He didn't really like it, but then he liked it because of the money. And then, but he had to like it so much to get the license. Otherwise, you don't want to be a licensed captain. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So there was a little bit there, but now it's like, oh my, you can do something you love now that he likes it. Where my middle son Merrick, he's always just everything.
He
He
doesn't
just
care if he
he
gets
he
paid or
loves
not.
fishing. He
Yeah.
loves fishing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just loves fishing.
Listen,
So
there's
that's that was
so
that
many
was
times
me
I've
growing
gone
up.
for free just because I wanted to go fishing in a spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, that's how I'd be. Oh, if someone invited
So
me fishing,
maybe
and like,
Mary.
oh, you don't have to pay me, but I'll go kill fish for you if you're selling them. Trust me, because I just
Yeah.
like fishing. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't always have to be about killing shit. It could be for fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't care. Everything's released. Release everything.
Yeah.
I will admit though, and if it's an open day for giant fishing and I can kill a giant, I do want to kill it and sell it. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I get it.
But for striped bass, I'll let them go. It doesn't matter, but
There's
you know,
there's an art in harvesting a fish.
yeah,
There is an art and a lot of, especially in the offshore world lately, because the releases are so significant.
yeah,
People have gone lighter and lighter leader,
yeah,
and which, man, great. I'm all about
yeah,
it. But
yeah,
harvesting a fish is different than just touching the leader.
yeah, yeah,
And
100%.
there's a huge, and I don't want to say it's a dying art, but back when it used to be you killed everything,
Yeah,
compared to now, it's two totally different mentalities.
yeah,
It's two totally different mentalities, and I get it.
yeah,
It's like, okay, hey, we're doing this, and I get the opportunity to ride along with Captain Curtis when they harvest fish sometimes at the beach.
yep,
When we're done with chartering and stuff,
yep,
uh, he, I ride along and I get to hang out with his crew, And again, I'm just a guest. I like to be there. All
Yeah,
I
yeah,
ask is, can I wire the fish? And especially after 6 weeks of hanging out with him while he's
yeah,
running his charters and stuff, his guys that don't fish with us on the boat, they're like, man, the way you guys talk about everything, it's like, well,
yeah,
he's way the fuck up there and I'm way
yeah,
back
yeah,
here. You gotta
yeah,
talk,
yeah,
and I gotta tell you what I see on the leader. And uh,
yeah,
I'm demanding when I'm fishing. I'm very, very demanding on the sense of, hey, listen, I want lots of communication. I
yeah,
want you to
yeah,
know what I'm gonna do. I want to know what you're doing without having to look at you.
yeah,
I'd rather you tell me something 3 times and I know I heard it than you talk softly. No,
yeah.
just, you know,
So I'm
Yeah,
sure you know,
communication.
in the
Yeah.
bluefin tuna fishing, you get a lot of people who've never done it before. So they always think, well, you don't have to yell at me. It's not yelling. It's
I'm
just that
not.
you're not listening. You're not paying attention. Like, and
We are
it was
because
all
you don't
fully
understand.
explained. What happens when we get a hookup? That's what happens all the time. People that done it. You fully tell them, and you said, "What did you do wrong? Because you lost the fish." I didn't keep the line tight. I go, "What did I tell you to do? You reel as fast as you can until it starts screaming, drag the other way. What
Yeah.
did you do? You sat there and thought it was gone. Looked at me, it's gone. It didn't it's coming at you? So this
Nah.
is like so then people like some people have broad shoulders, they can handle that. Other people, you don't have to be so mean to me. Like you're awfully soft. You think that's mean, So
Yeah.
like, yeah, but that's it.
Communication.
Community, but
Yeah.
it's back to like you say, the communication.
It's
Especially
communicate.
when the people ask you up front, like, what do we do? And then you fully go over it for because you're sitting there waiting for a bite. So you're like, what about this? What about this scenario? This scenario, it goes under the boat. I'll back the boat up. I'll maneuver. You
Yeah.
just stay in the bow. Don't get close to the engines. You know what I'm saying? That's because we have center consoles. Keep everything up in the front of the boat. So it's like, but like you say, all communication. Just
What I
communicate.
tell everybody, if I say something, if you repeat it, I know you heard it. I won't say it again.
That's I have to say. If I hear
If
you,
if
yeah,
if if I hear you say it, if I say bump forward and I hear
yep,
you say bumping
Move
forward,
forward.
yep.
I I,
You don't have to say it again.
I don't have to
Yeah,
say it again. I know you heard it.
yeah. Oh,
You
you
know. And same thing
action
with my
reaction.
anglers.
Yeah,
Same
yeah,
thing with my anglers.
yeah,
Where I love coaching people in the chair. I
yeah,
absolutely love it.
yeah,
I can look at it and it's like, hey man, your back is hurting. How can you
yeah.
tell? It's like because you're doing this, and if you do this, oh wow, okay, cool.
See,
So
that's
it's
yeah.
huge, especially if you're
Yeah.
doing stand up on a center
We do
console. Oh
stand up, and I've reeled up 500-pound fish without a harness. You know what I'm saying? On a
yeah,
spinning rod. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell people, as soon as you do that bent over the rail thing forward, you're
your
gonna
back is
last.
gonna
If
yeah.
maybe you can last a couple minutes. If you gotta, it's that straight arm, lose your body weight, lean back, use your legs. It's like
Yeah, use it, it's all in
yeah,
your hips and your legs,
yeah,
and it'll
yeah, it's
save
your
your
legs.
back.
That's why like being in a chair, I've never done it out of a chair. It's like I think fighting out of a rod holder, from rod holder, for me, from what I do, my experience is I'm all stand up.
Yeah,
Everything conventional, spinning, whatever. It's all stand. You're not sitting in a chair. You're not fighting out of the gun until we do the giant. So me fighting him out of 130 in a rod holder, silver rod holder, for me is an absolute joke. I think
I don't.
it's pretty easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
no, I don't like it because you're not at that point. You're only winching. You're not
you're
using
winching.
the.
You're winching. You're
You're
winching.
not using the rod the way
So
it's supposed to be
So
used.
exactly, you're winching. You're grabbing the line, you're pulling it down, you're getting that 2 feet at a time. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
That's what
don't
you're
let
doing. You're
nobody
winching.
do that.
Yeah. So
Your hand gets smacked. Hey,
yeah,
this isn't
yeah.
wicked tuna.
No, exactly. So that's so
Yeah.
for me, going back to the bill fishing, like just touching the leader and stuff like that. And I know on the sailfish they use the lighter line, stuff like that. I'm really not into that because I'm the type of guy I want the heavy drag pressure. I want the battle. I want the man versus fish.
Yeah,
That's what I do, and
I
I'm
do
that's
too.
me personally. And the
yeah.
guys in my boat,
Everybody.
they kind of want that too, but a lot of guys can't do that. You know what I'm saying? They think
Yeah,
they can. They want to do it. There's a technique. I've been doing it for 25 plus years. So it's like I know the technique. I don't get burnt out. My adrenaline doesn't go through the roof. I don't burn out. It's like running a marathon. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
it.
That's it.
Yeah,
It's
that's it.
Slow, slow and steady.
I've trained myself to do it, and I love doing it, and I love giving people that experience that want to do it. And the guys will say, "Listen, man, like you say, I say to them, you're done. You're toast. It's not even your arms; it's your lower back. pass the rod. No, I'm good. No, you're holding the rod with both hands. You're grimacing. You're done. Like the
Yeah.
fish, you're walking the dog right now. You're just walking the dog. You're not getting any line back. You know what I'm
One,
saying? So
one, one of my favorite things is, hey man, you're not breathing. I'm
yeah, yeah,
breathing.
yeah,
I go, trust me,
yeah,
you're not breathing.
yeah,
How do you know I'm not breathing? I go, because your knuckles are white.
yeah,
They're like,
yeah,
what? I go, you're holding on to that rod so fucking hard.
yeah, yeah,
I know you're not breathing. You're,
yeah, 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 yeah,
or they got a blister on their right hand, and I'm like,
yeah,
you're holding onto the rod too hard with your
yeah,
left.
yeah,
They're like, how do you know that? I go,
yeah,
because you're winching it so hard, you get a
yeah, yeah,
blister.
yeah.
It's just little things.
No, it's
Yeah.
but it's all technique. It's
It is.
technique,
It's
and
all technique.
once you know it, like people, how do you make it look so easy? Because I've been doing it. Like, do you think my first time I hooked one of those things that I just did? No. You know how many I snapped off? How many rods I broke? You name it. Everything in the world,
Learning. Yeah.
any a
I
bluefin tuna. If you have something wrong with your terminal tackle, it's gonna find it.
I
You know what I'm saying?
blew
Everything has to be perfect. You
I
know.
blew
So
up a leader last year. Actually, it was the main line. So it was a cloudy day. It was getting ready to start raining. We're drifting along, and I had a live mackerel that I threw in the water, and his back was so green. You can
yeah,
see him swimming right back past
yeah,
you, and then he
they're
disappeared. And I'm like,
yeah,
"Oh shit." So I grabbed and instead of easing it up, I was so excited. I just hit the drag up. Well, I hit it all the way to strike,
yeah.
and it was just too much drag
You
with nothing
you
off there.
you didn't have enough stretch. You didn't have any stretch in
Exactly.
the
It
line. Yeah.
fucking
So yeah,
exploded.
yeah, yeah,
Exploded.
yeah,
And everybody looks at me. I go, my bad. That was
yeah,
100% on me. I got excited.
yeah,
There's nothing better than you see the little live bait going. You don't see the
yeah,
fish, you just see him disappear, and you're like,
yeah,
holy shit, he's
yeah,
in the mouth. He's
yeah.
in it.
We call them when they're lit up like that. The mackerel, we call them greenies. You know those things. That's the best bait. Those
Oh
are
my
awesome.
gosh.
I
It
mean, they love the
is.
pogies, they love the bluefish, they like the whiting, like oh, but those greenies, man. Everybody's go-to bait. For
Oh my
mackerel. Yeah,
God.
yeah.
It's
The
especially
bigger, yeah, the bigger
especially
the
during
better.
the
Yeah,
yes, especially
yeah,
during the daytime.
yeah,
In the mornings, in the dark, they like eating the
yeah,
herrings,
yeah. 100%.
but
Yeah,
once that sun comes up or,
yeah,
once it's sunrise, even if it's cloudy, they love them mackerels.
yeah, yeah.
It is so fucking killer.
I love
Yeah.
them. That's my favorite fish to catch. I mean,
Yeah.
never gets old.
I like it
Like, I mean,
because they're big. They're just so big,
yeah,
you know?
that's the thing. Like, we start off our season and that's our go-to because they're not even here yet. They come later for us now, and it's just you got to do the bass, do the bass, do the bass. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, when are the tuna gonna show up? You're like, oh, I got another 6 weeks of this, bass fishing every single day until I get to go target them. And then they'll show up early, and guys will start getting them out like the Regal Sword or something like that. I don't know if you're
Yeah.
familiar with that area. It's a wreck offshore, like 35 miles off Chatham, pretty well known. And they'll start showing. When they show up there, it's usually in numbers. They come with the whales. Everything shows up at the same time. It's phenomenal fishing. Yeah, absolutely
It's
phenomenal.
so cool. I'm just so glad that Captain Curtis lets me go hang out with him for 6 weeks.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then I called my buddies are like, hey man, we want to go fishing with Captain Curtis. I go, here's his number, call him up.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
hiding from the heat. It's
yeah,
so hot in Florida in September. I'm
yeah, yeah.
hiding
Yeah,
from
yeah.
in the last 2 years I've flown up there and immigration's like, so what brings you to Canada? I go, the brutal heat of South Florida. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
get out of here.
Yeah,
I just want to hide. I
I
can
don't
come, I
blame you.
can go up there and
Yeah,
Captain Curtis, he's a lobster fisherman, and
yeah.
uh, I've just introduced him to my buddies, and he's created this little thing up there, and I get to go
And
hide.
so for the most part up there, it's all catch and release. They
It's
allowed to
all catch
harvest.
and release. Yeah, yeah.
What can they harvest? One a year or something like
What
that? Or
you're given one tag a year,
yeah, okay, yeah,
but depending again, it's because it's quota. Let's say, okay, we have whatever, 20 metric tons. Well, there's X number of boats. So they average every fish at about 500 pounds.
yep,
And
makes sense.
then
Yeah,
they say, okay, we've given out X number of tags. We can get, everybody's gotten one. There's an extra 10 tags we can give out. So 1 through 10, they give out tags. And once you once they start harvesting fish and they start seeing numbers, they're like, hey, listen, the average fish is a little smaller, so we can give out another 10 tags or five
Yeah.
tags. So it goes
Yeah.
to the next five or 10 people in
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
And then the following year, they give everybody one tag, and then they start right where they ended last
I
year.
gotcha.
So
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you didn't get one, if you were the next one in line, you get
Yeah.
one.
That's pretty cool. Well,
Now,
is there a lot of people in line for those tags? Is it, or how many people are doing
again,
it?
it's however I don't know how many
Yeah. Yeah.
licenses are up there, but listen,
Gotcha.
there's some guys that it's not worth them to go fishing. So what they
Yeah.
do is they'll pass it on to somebody else, and
I
they'll make
gotcha.
like a
Yeah.
deal. Listen, you go catch my
I,
fish for me.
with such a small quota, do the fish have value when they do sell them, or is it like kind of like here, like we don't get paid crap for them anymore for the most
Well,
part? You
here's
know?
the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So like Captain Curtis, and I'm just talking about him in particular, he the reason why he loves doing his charters is uh in September, he's competing with all the US fishermen.
Yeah.
No.
So by the time his charter season is over, I stay right up until Canadian Thanksgiving. You guys let me hang out for 5 weeks, 6 weeks. I get to see all the family members and
Yeah.
goodbye. And then he goes out and goes commercial fishing. Well, by that time, everybody in the United States and the fishery in the United States, usually the weekend warrior guys,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're back at work. The kids are back in school. He's only competing against the commercial guys,
Yeah.
and the market. It's just supply and demand.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
nothing fancy. It's okay. Now, come October, November, there's less people fishing out of Cape Cod, so
Yeah.
there's a better market for them. So that's
Yeah.
I would, so they can save their tags to whenever they can use their tag whenever
whenever
they
they
want.
want. It's not like us that,
I would wait until November because we don't get a November quota here. They don't
yeah,
give it to us here, you know?
yeah.
So ours goes from, yeah,
His only thing is ice.
yeah.
If he waits long
Yeah.
enough,
Weather.
I've seen it. He sent me
It'll
pictures,
ice up because those things
everything.
don't care about the cold water.
No, no,
I
no,
mean,
no, no.
supposedly like some of the scallop boats up here this winter, the tuna have been up here all winters. They've been marking them out there. So when I've
It's
heard,
funny.
you know,
Once he's done with tuna fishing, he goes
yeah,
scalloping.
yeah. So yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, and then scallop season for him. He sends me pictures of how he has to break through the ice to get out the cut.
that's crazy. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nuts.
but he does it, and I had somebody reach out to me on one of the clips of the podcast, talking about something about the podcast itself. And when somebody's having a good conversation with me, I try to answer all the comments.
Hmm.
And I went through his page, and I'm like, "Oh, you're a scalloper out of Massachusetts." So
Yeah,
I said, "Hey, you scallop out of Mass?" He goes, "Well, some years it's Mass, some years it's Maine." I said, "I see what you're charging for scallops. Can I buy scallops?" He goes, "Hey
yeah, yeah,
man," he goes, "Hey man, it'll be pretty fucking expensive for me to ship them down." I go,
yeah,
"Oh no, you ain't gonna ship them motherfuckers down. I'm gonna fly
yeah,
up
yeah,
there and I'm
yeah,
gonna pick them up. It's
yeah.
cheaper for me to buy a $300 ticket and go
Getting them
see
off,
you.
you
yeah.
can't get
Yeah. Yeah.
beat getting them off the boat. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
No,
Yeah. Because a lot of stuff, times you get it, it's been in the market. They've rinsed them so many times. They're all slimed up.
I
You can tell, you know, like being here and knowing what it's all about, you can eat them right off, eat them. You don't have to cook them. You just, boom,
Yeah. My
shove 'em right in
only
your
th
mouth.
my
Yeah.
only thing that I need to find out from him, depending where he's at, is there a place that'll vacuum seal him for me?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
If
tough
I
up here. There's
because
good, yeah.
if I can find, even if it's a fish house, I'll pay for it. I don't,
Yeah.
where they'll just vacuum seal it and then I bring it already and all I got to do is put them in the freezer.
Yeah. Yeah.
If not, I
Nobody
got to
around.
come back down and I got to pack them.
Nobody in this area does that. They
I
don't do
know.
that here. None of the fish markets do it.
They
Someone
don't
should get
vacuum
into it
pack
because
it?
no,
No.
you can't. People are like, where do you
It-
do it? I go, we call every fish house this and that. We used to do it, we stopped doing it. We used to do it, we stopped doing it. Until you hear no one does it. So these people are like buying styrofoam coolers, flying home and putting them in styrofoam, trying to check them in with like dry ice. They make them dump all the ice out at
You
the
can't put
airport.
ice
It's
in
like,
there.
yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No,
like
no,
so
no.
nope, they can't
I've
do it.
carried fish before. I know
Yeah, yeah. So you know, it's like yeah,
yeah.
they don't. So it's like it's a real shit show, you know?
It's
So
the
yeah.
best thing is if you can get them to vacuum seal them and freeze them.
Yeah.
Shit. I listen, when I go
Yeah.
to the Middle East, it give or take, it's right around 24 hours. If I get
Yeah.
the perfect connections, I can make it sometimes in 18. If it's
Mhm.
not a good connection, it might be like 28 hours. But I can fly with a case of ballyhoo from here
Yeah.
all the way to the Middle East, and it's completely frozen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yep.
completely frozen. So if it's frozen, I know I can make it home without a problem, but I got to find
Yeah.
somebody. So yeah, and it's so funny because every day when I'm booking all the podcasts on my calendar, uh, literally on this certain day, it's on my calendar, and I'm not letting anybody know, so nobody can call them up before me.
There
It's on there. Scallop season opens. I
you
have it
go.
right
Yeah.
on my fucking
Yeah. That's funny.
calendar,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so. Hey, what are you doing? I'm flying up. Yeah,
Yeah. There you
you
go.
know, let me know when you're going out, and I'll get and especially depending on where it's at, I'll spend the night,
Mhm.
go to a good restaurant in Boston or something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
listen, travel. I like to fucking travel. I love traveling. That doesn't bother me. You
Yeah.
know, as long as I have my cell phone with me, I'm working.
Yeah. If
You
you're ever on
know,
the Cape, you got it's a hike to
no,
come to us. So we're out in the very end, but
I'll yeah, no, no,
you
no.
can hop on a ferry and be there. We can come pick you up, come
Yeah,
hang out or
listen, I
whatever.
spent the season
Yeah.
fishing out of Gloucester back in
Yeah.
'93.
Yeah.
And it was the great, as a young man, I was just turning 20. It was one of the greatest experiences for me. Because again, I'm from South Florida.
Yeah.
It's totally different up there. And
Oh
one of the
yeah.
things that I explained to people was they love their fishermen, especially in
Yeah.
Gloucester.
Yeah.
So even as an out of towner, you know, a couple days at the bar, within 2 or 3 days, they knew who I was.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, that hey, you walk in, everybody says hello, what's going down? You sit down, hey,
Yeah.
what'd you catch today? You go
Yeah.
to the whatever you go to eat dinner, and
Yeah.
you realize they know that their town supports fishermen and they're
Hmm.
happy to see you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
That's
that is
cool.
some of the greatest feelings in the world, you
Yeah.
know. And you're sitting next to somebody that might be catching dogfish, and you got next to
Yeah.
somebody that's tuna
Yeah.
fishing, and one
Yeah.
guy's dragging. It don't matter. You're a
Yeah.
fisherman. You make your
Yep.
money on the water.
Yep.
They're cool with that, and that's what I love. You know, you were talking about that you get to see it from both commercial and
Yeah.
recreational.
Yeah.
For me, we're all fishermen. Now,
Yeah.
sometimes you got to fight for quotas, and I'm fair
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
that. I'm cool with that. But listen, man, you make your living off of fishing.
Yeah.
I,
It's yeah.
you're in my fraternity. I don't give a shit. You know, I'm a supporter of what you do.
Yeah.
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 You know, that's my biggest thing, and I'm all about it.
Yeah. That's
So
just
Yeah.
it's kind of like it's more to that extent going back to like I can look at it both ways. It's more like the people who are like the stripers forever people who are like just want to do is strictly like catch and release and this and that. Those are the people like, that's not good for anybody. Tackle stores, us, tourism, you name it. That hurts everybody. So it's more like when I say that both ways, it's more like that. I mean, there are like the tuna fishermen, so the guys who commercially they don't do charters for commercial bluefin. Since we catch the wreck fish, we're baby killers. We get a little bit of that, but that's kind of gone away over the years. Everybody's kind of come more together
cry, you
again.
little baby. Shut
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Leave me
yeah, yeah,
alone.
yeah.
Go
So,
hug a tree.
well, it's because like back when we first started, it's like, oh, you're bringing a spoon to a knife fight because we're doing it on spinning rods. Never mind dealing with the West Coast. Everybody calls them coffee grinders. We're doing it on spin. You know what I'm saying?
Ah,
So it's like, you hear it all the time. You see it all the time. Like I say, I try to just ignore it, but when
nah.
it's up,
All
when
right,
it's up in
listen,
your face
I-
and someone's like, oh, how many babies you killed today or something like that. I'm like,
not as
dude.
many as I could have.
Yeah, exactly. You know how many
Not
how
as
many I
many as
let
I
go?
could have.
You know how many I let go? It's like,
Yeah.
so it's like,
No, listen, I tell everybody
yeah.
I'm a fucking fisherman and my
Yeah.
job is to catch
Yeah.
fish. I don't
Yeah,
care
catch
how I
fish.
do it.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
I'm
care
good at
how I
my
do it.
and I'm good at my job. There you go.
I made a living off of it.
Yeah, there
I've
you
made
go.
it this
So,
far. I'm not
yeah.
in a, I don't, I'm not living in a cardboard box yet.
Yeah. So there you go. That's
Now,
my argument. Yeah.
if people want to get a hold of you, tell everybody what's website, social
Yeah.
media.
It's it. We have a YouTube channel. We are on still Instagram,
It's
Facebook,
fish
everything.
real deal.
It's
What?
fish real. If you type in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and you type in fish like real deal, you're gonna see us everywhere.
Yeah, but
That's
everything is
Yeah.
fish, real deal.
Fish real deal. Yeah.
Fish
Fish
real
Real
Fish real
Deal
deal.
on
Yep.
social, on
Yep.
Yeah,
okay,
YouTube,
Yep.
Facebook, Instagram, and that's
Yep.
our website
Yep.
too.
Yep.
perfect.
Fish real
deal.
deal.
I
Fish
want
real deal.
after people listen to this, I want them to be able to call you up and
Yeah, we appreciate it. Yeah.
no, it's my
Yeah.
pleasure, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate you guys giving me a couple hours of your Sunday.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's time flies. Man, I'm looking at my watch like, woo. I mean, this is how yesterday was. I talked fish for 8 hours. I'm like,
listen,
it's been that
Bobby,
long
yeah,
already. Yeah.
again, you're Gen X, you're my age.
Yeah.
Life is like a roll of toilet paper. The closer you
Oh
get to
yeah,
the
baby.
end, the faster it goes, man.
Okay, so how old are you?
I'm 53.
Oh, so is Bobby.
53.
There you go.
There
Yeah,
you go.
I'm
Yeah.
53. No,
When's your
listen,
birthday?
August 8th.
June 1st.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
You got
There
me.
you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
So, you guys hold on right here. I want to say thank you for your time.
Yep.
I really, really appreciate it. And everybody, if you're listening, make sure you go give them a follow and check out what they're doing. They're giving back to your fishery. Anybody that's fishing out of the Northeast, and I want to thank you for your time. And everybody who's listening, thank you so much for listening to us, and we will check you guys later.